honestly, I feel a little bit lucky knowing that we have somebody and there's a person of interest. Nothing feels worse than having nobody and just nothing but doubt. And 7 weeks of that, or close to 7 weeks of that, was a tremendous amount of pressure on us. And, you know, your children. 7 weeks of that, or close to 7 weeks of that was a tremendous
Bryan Kohberger faces 4 counts of first-degree murder.
It's just like a nightmare that you just never ever wake up from. There's not a second throughout the day that I don't think about Kaylee and what happened to her. It's sickening.
You know, Steve, it took
Again, welcome back to Truth and Transparency. Thank you, moderators, for being here, members, subscribers. Boy, oh boy. What a day. What a day. Gonna let those notifications click in. Again, make yourself known by hitting the thumbs up or thumbs down. We're going to discuss a lot of things. Most important thing we're going to be discussing is exculpatory evidence. Going to show you guys all the documents that came out today. Going to have Bella join me. Actually, there she is. What's up, Bella? How are you? Oh, great.
Hey, can you hear me?
I'm going to have a hard time hearing you.
Why?
I have to reset my computer.
Did you forget your earphones?
So,
she might not be able to hear me. Can you guys hear me in chat?
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. How's everyone doing?
I have to put you on
mute.
Hold on one second. Great.
Do you not have your earphones in?
Well, you can at least say hello to everybody while
I am. Hi, everybody. She can't hear me. So, how's everybody doing? Are you guys all good? It's Monday, and we got all this information, right? So this stuff as you guys saw earlier in the live, was made like about a month ago, and the quash came in about a month ago. How are you guys all doing? Did everyone remember to hit the thumbs up? Mm-mm-mm. And it's kind of interesting, isn't it? So here we have Bethany Funke, who we haven't really heard too much about. I don't know if you guys can still hear me. Oh, here's Whiteboard Wilma.
She's present, man.
Oh my goodness. Hi, Thea.
I have to just be creative over here.
I love it when you learn how to be creative. It always works so well.
Shit. It's all right.
I-
We're gonna be small on the side here because we're just gonna go through all these documents.
My favorite word. My favorite word.
Yeah. So I mean, I think this. I mean, what do you want to say about what you read today? Just.
I mean, we'll get into it because there's a lot, right? I mean, you have a lot
Yeah.
of opinions. I have a lot of opinions. So, I mean, just that's what we do.
I got a lot of opinions, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nah, I got nothing but facts over here. Snapbacks,
Yeah.
facts.
Too bad about that. Hey, you guys, so listen, we just uploaded some amazing new merch to Ella's merch line if you guys want to check it out. I don't know. We really haven't been talking about your merch line, so I just thought with the snapbacks and facts, I just drop it there because that's what I do.
Just
Okay.
drop it like it's hot.
I just drop stuff, yes. Okay, so go ahead and tell us so that we can start.
Well, the defense made some moves in March. So this is news to us guys, but this has been out there since March 22nd. And just for people's sake of understanding the calendar here, March 22nd was when the defense put the affidavit in with the motion for the investigator who's basically saying that Bethany has seen and heard things. And out of what she's seen and heard through his investigation, when he went through stuff, that it is material to this case and it is exculpatory for the defendant. And she's the only one that can testify to it. And that was filed on March 22nd. Now,
And tell us about the quash. When was that filed?
well, on March 24th,
Mm.
the Brady Giglio came in
And
So
the quash.
on the same day, March 24th.
Yes.
Yes. So a lot of things were happening March 22nd, March 23rd, March 24th. But the mainstream media, all these leaks and all these, people close to the investigation, their sources and all this. Yeah. This didn't get out until when the docs just came out
Right.
yesterday and then today. So for a month, nobody has said, anything about this.
Right. Amazing, huh? And it just got discovered by a bunch of what they call armchair sleuths, right? So it got pushed by a bunch of armchair sleuths. And
Oh, is that what happened?
yeah, so yeah, I feel like you want to explain to us because you're really good at this. Tell us what exculpatory evidence is.
It's evidence that would change the outcome of a trial. It would prove the defendants their innocence. Without this evidence, if you take it away from the case, there may be this probable cause / a juror could find, past a reasonable doubt. But this evidence is exculpatory, meaning it is vital, and it could and should prove the innocence of the defendant.
And it is exclusive to the defendant.
yeah, this will prove that, whoever is basically arrested at that point for whatever crime, this exculpatory evidence is for strictly that person. So
Yes. Yes. Thank you for that. Thanks for telling us that.
what should we go for first? Let's see here.
Not the quash, not the quash.
So
Yes,
having considered the defendant's ex parte motion, let's see. Yes, let's go with, hold on one second. These docs. Oh, wait.
Hi, everybody that's come in. Welcome. While Lana looks this up, please hit the thumbs up. It helps the algorithm. And thank you, Mandy Jo. I saw what you said. Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Okay. So I guess we'll go with,
It's going to be a surprise, you guys. Let's see what Ella is going to pick. Oh,
well, this is just, so in case those of you guys that couldn't be here earlier, let's see, there we go. This is what the defense put in on March 22nd. It was a motion, and this is the affidavit that came with it, affidavit in support of the motion for the out-of-state service. So they were serving a subpoena to Bethany Funke in Nevada. Richard Batanti, he is the defense's investigator. He says he is a criminal investigator hired by the defense to assist in representation of Bryan Kohberger. This is what I'm going to do. Is that plenty big?
I think it's a good size. Absolutely. What do you guys think?
Okay. Good size, good size.
Nice size.
And I was asked by appointed counsel Ann C. Taylor to investigate the alleged incident which led to the arrest of Bryan Kohberger. Bryan is charged with 4 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of burglary. The deaths took place in a 3-story home. There are 2 bedrooms on each floor, bathrooms on each floor, and a kitchen, dining, and living room on the middle floor. Mr. Kohberger is alleged to have entered the house around 4 a.m. while 6 people were sleeping / present, killing 4 people in 2 separate rooms. The people killed were located in 2 bedrooms, one on the 2nd floor and the other on the 3rd floor. Bethany Funke's bedroom was on the 1st floor. The other surviving roommate's bedroom was on the 2nd floor. Bethany Funke was interviewed by police on several occasions. She disclosed things she had heard and things she saw.
Can you repeat that last sentence?
Yes, she disclosed things she heard and things she saw. Bethany Funke was interviewed by police on several occasions. During those interviews, she disclosed things she heard and things she saw. Bethany Funke was present at the home 8 hours later when police were called, arrived on scene, and discovered the homicides. Okay. During the course of my investigation, it became known to me that Bethany Funke has information material to the charges against Mr. Kohberger. Portions of information Ms. Funke has is exculpatory to the defendant. Ms. Funke's information is unique to her experiences and cannot be provided by another witness. Bethany Funke resides in the state of Nevada, and it is necessary to subpoena this witness because the witness testimony is material and necessary to this case. Okay, so I have whiteboard well in my hair, but
She's here with us.
Yeah, because I can use my my rolly chair and go right over there. So this gets put out, and it's basically like saying, "Hey, Bethany, you're coming to the preliminary hearing, and we want to have you there to testify." Okay.
Now, explain to everybody, the prelim starts on the 26th, which is a Monday, June 26th. They want her to appear on the 28th, which is a Wednesday. So they already have it pre-planned to like when she's going to be there when they want her to appear.
Yeah, they determined June 28th at 8 a.m. They want her her butt in Moscow, Idaho. Okay.
Mhm.
So now going back over here. So hold on one second. Let me do this.
So, and they said they want to keep her butt, as Lana just said, in the chair as long as it takes. The chair being, you know, in the prelim.
The witness, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In the box.
In the box.
That's what I say. In the witness box. Okay.
Butt in the box.
So then the courts, after receiving this motion by the defense, you have the courts coming back, and here we go. I'm going to share this. Okay. Having considered the defense's ex parte motion for a certificate to secure the attendance of an out-of-state witness and the affidavit of the investigator, Richard, in support of said motion, and the court being otherwise fully advised, number one, I am a magistrate judge. This is just, the second district, judicial district of the state of Idaho. In this case, Bryan Kohberger is charged with 4 counts of first-degree murder under Idaho Code 184003, which is punishable by all that stuff. I am the judge assigned to preside over the preliminary hearing that's scheduled to occur on June 26th through June 30th. Bethany Funke may be a material witness for the defendant in this case.
See how she used that though, Ella? Like how she said maybe, but Bitononi, wait, how do you say his name? Bitoni? I don't want to butcher it.
Yeah.
Sorry, guy, Richard. He said is, not maybe. So that's interesting. Okay.
Well, I think that's, because they don't know yet. They don't have they haven't seen it,
Proof. True.
So like maybe, if I haven't seen something, I would be probably using that language.
Very true.
Until I see something.
Absolutely.
So, okay, moving on then. So Bethany Funke may be a material witness for the defendant in this case for the reasons stated in the affidavit. The presence of Bethany Funke, again, is required. And so they're bringing her physically, asking her to come from Nevada to Moscow. And they gave it beginning at 8 a.m. on June 28th, 2023. Under the laws of the state of Idaho, if Bethany Funke comes into this state in obedience of a summons requiring her presence at this hearing, she will not be subject to arrest or service of any process relating to matters that arose before she entered the state under the summons.
That's interesting, right, you guys?
I'm going to tell you what I think about that at the end.
Oh, at the end? Not now?
Oh, yeah, girl. And this is just it's signed. So there you go. The 24th of March. Okay. Mm-hmm. And again, I pay attention to dates and times. I'm all about dates and times. And there you go. You see Miss Julie Fry there. That is Fry's wifey poo. There you go.
Chief Fry's wifey poo?
Yeah, Julie Fry right there.
Nice.
Clerk of the District Court of, that's her. So she went ahead and signed that bad boy. And so she goes ahead and she orders this. It's so ordered, okay? That, yep, she is, boom. She has a subpoena. She needs to be there. Now, this went ahead and clearly got in the hands of the family, of Bethany, or Bethany's hands, period, you know what I'm saying? And then they come right back to quash this subpoena.
Tell us about the quash. The quash, doesn't it just sound like a really good vegetable or something?
I don't know, maybe.
I'll have some quash.
So let's see what we got here.
But that does look like Jennifer Oliphant's signature, just saying, where it said Fry. It looks like Jennifer's signature.
Is it? Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, so then, all right. Here she comes out of Nevada.
Yes. The quash.
I've had to deal with the quash before.
Quash. You're going to quash it? Isn't it funny how, when you're just talking not legal, you're like, squash that, but it really isn't a word.
So this is filed electronically. Here we go. Plaintiff, defendant, there's your case. Okay, motion. This is one of her counsel. So Kelly Ann Valoria, counsel for Bethany Grace Funke, respectfully moves to quash the foreign subpoena. Out-of-state commission obtained by Evelyn. She's the interim Washoe County public defender on behalf of defendant. This motion is made and based upon the attached points, all papers and pleadings on file herein, and evidence and argument to be heard on the matter. So, I'm sorry, this was dated, just so you know, the quash didn't happen on the 24th. The quash just happened on the 21st.
Awesome.
So I think you were saying that on the 21st.
Yes.
No, it's the
I
21st.
thought-
The 21st was the quash. The
Great catch. We always like a quash.
So here we go. This is the memorandum in support of, the quash facts. On April 3rd, 2023, the public defender sought and obtained an ex parte foreign subpoena, which was issued April 11th, 2023, that purports to require Bethany Grace Funke to appear June 28th at 8 a.m. and for the duration of the trial or when released by the court to testify in the above named case. The items provided in support of this subpoena were an ex parte request for foreign subpoena, out-of-state commission, which contained the following, and it was the certificate of an Idaho judge to secure the attendance of an out-of-state witness, ex parte motion for a certificate to secure the attendance. So it doesn't say attendance and produce, it's just the attendance of an out-of-state witness. The affidavit in support of motion for out-of-state service further claims that Ms. Funke, whose name is repeatedly misspelled.
It was though, you guys. It was said like 4 times. 2 of the times it was misspelled, 2 of it was right.
Yeah, has information material to the charges against Mr. Kohberger. Again, the reason they're putting that is because that's why they put SIC because it's spelled wrong.
It's an editor's note.
Yeah. Portions of information Ms. Funke is exculpatory to the defendant. These statements are conclusory without support, and there is no further information or detail pertaining to the substance of the testimony. It's materially or the alleged exculpatory information of Ms. Funke or why it would be entertained at a preliminary hearing. Moreover, the subpoena was issued by the clerk of the court without hearing. No hearing has been set for Ms. Funke to address these concerns. This motion follows. So the argument, the court should quash the foreign subpoena issued purporting to compel Ms. Funk's attendance at the Idaho preliminary hearing in this case. And then they're listing NRS, it's just a rule, governs this issues of subpoenas in criminal court. These rules governs the procedure for securing the attendance of a witness for testimony outside of the state. In particular, addresses the process for summoning of a Nevada witness to testify in another state. Specifically, this rule requires the court to fix a time and place for a hearing before it can issue any order directing testimony in another state. This hearing is necessary to provide a venue where the judge determines that the witness is material and it's needed. That it will not cause undue hardship to the witness to be compelled to attend and testify in the prosecution or a grand jury investigation in the other state, and that the laws of the state in which the prosecution is pending or grand jury investigation has commenced or is about to commence. So basically what this means is it was overly broad, is what she's arguing, a fixed time and place. There is a fixed time they gave her on Wednesday at 8 a.m. Okay. So I believe that they did do that. We don't know how long you're going to be on the stand. So I think that's why they said forever long that you're, testifying. Once that procedure is followed and the burden is met, then and only then shall the judge issue a summons with a copy of the certificate attached, directing the witness to attend and testify in the court where the prosecution is pending, or where a grand jury investigation has commenced or is about to commence at a time and place specified in the summons. In any such hearing, the certificate shall be prima facie evidence of all the facts stated therein. And prima facie is actually going to help the defendant there, because based on that affidavit, it's taken at the value of their word. You know what I mean? So, so that's what that is. It's like no prejudgment there.
Like all new stuff.
Yeah.
Looking at it with new eyes.
From a judge merely states Ms. Funk may be a material witness. This is insufficient under the law for the foreign subpoena to stand. Did I miss a page there? No. No, okay. And lastly, as this court is well aware, a preliminary hearing is limited to a finding of a probable cause rather than reasonable doubt, which is the evidentiary burden at trial. So this is the same standard in both Idaho and Nevada, and they're using case law and citing it. So they're citing these two cases in which specifically holds that a preliminary is not a substitute for trial, and the purpose of a preliminary hearing is to determine whether a public offense has been committed and whether there is sufficient cause to believe that the accused committed it. A preliminary hearing is not meant to become a mini trial due to its limited purpose in deciding of probable cause. Arguably then, even if Ms. Funk possesses exculpatory evidence, which remains unknown, there is no place or reason to present that evidence at a preliminary hearing. A preliminary hearing requires the state to offer competent evidence to support probable cause and convince the magistrate that a trial should be held, not the issue of innocence or guilt of the defendant. Exculpatory evidence is an issue for trial, which the documents presented misleadingly suggest the preliminary hearing to be. For all of these reasons, the subpoena served upon Ms. Funk is improper. Accordingly, the court should quash the subpoena issued purporting to compel Ms. Funk's attendance at the preliminary hearing in this case. And they're basically saying that it was, improperly issued. So the foreign subpoena was improperly issued is the conclusion here. There was no component of the statutes followed in issuing it, and the court to quash the subpoena issued to Ms. Funk now. And that was dated, like I said, April 21st. Okay. So this was then shut down. Okay. So just so everybody knows this was, when you have a motion that goes about, and then they went ahead and did this motion, which is a quash to, boom, you're going to stop. You're going to impede that subpoena. Basically, it's null and void. It was ruled on, and Idaho said, nope, you're coming to Idaho, and gave her a specific date, and time. So maybe that wasn't part of what was on there at first. So then Megan went ahead and did that to put the date and time. Like, hey, it's going to be on Wednesday at 8 a.m., to meet that. Because when it came to her, if it had her being there, like, hey, we need you to be there the whole week or something like that. So maybe like that was something, but the quash is coming. And the reason she's saying this is because based on the law. So we're going to talk about this a little bit, because this is going to go to the investigation. All right. So people out there think that, let me come back in so I can see chat a little bit. That, oh my God, I'm outraged. How could this lawyer in a different, state over here, like, if this, what do you want Bryan Kohberger to sit in, jail for a year or 2 years or 3, if there's exculpatory evidence? No, I think that what we saw here is the judge in Idaho was like, yeah, no, the defense is going to be calling you basically as a witness. That's what would be happening here. We're going to have you as our witness, and you're allowed to call people to be witnesses. Okay. They just went ahead, and I believe that they just went one step above and just said all this as well, because the defense can put on a case to make this not go any further. And so why can't, Bethany be called as a witness for the defense? So obviously the judge ixnayed the whole, yeah, no, you're coming type thing.
You're going to put your butt in the box.
Yeah. And I think that, this is really a true question for this, this investigator went through, and that's what the whiteboard is here for, is this investigator went through the discovery. Okay. So Bethany was interviewed a couple different times, whether that's 2 times, 3, 4, 5, whatever.
Several, right?
Several times interviewed. But guys, not only that, so we're going to break down the wording even more so than we did earlier. But she was interviewed, but then she was present at the home when the 911 call was made, when the initial officers got there, okay, and when they discovered the homicide scene, okay? And so where was Bethany? Remember, I've been saying this. I can't wait to see these body cams. What is being said on that 911 call, okay? What is being seen on that body cam? What is also being heard on that body cam from? Because the things that they put in this, it's pointing to things. They believe it's very important that this investigator is saying Bethany was present when the 911 call was made. Bethany was present when they arrived. And Bethany was present when they discovered the scene. So think about all the commotion and everything that was being said. Okay. Now,
do you find it interesting, though, that they don't say Bethany was there at 4 a.m.? He doesn't say Bethany was there at 4 a.m. at all.
Well, what he says is that they believe that this happened at 4. So remember, like, that's their version. So that's all he's saying is that at 4 this happened or whatever. So let's see. Thank you for the super chat there. Okay. Oh, that's actually so blurry. Look at that.
Oh, is it on? Make it bigger. So let's see how blurry it is. For real, for real.
Because I want to point out. Hold on one second. I'm going to go to the whiteboard because I can help.
Yes. Do the whiteboard with Wilma.
All right, let's see if I can do this.
And the 24th, the reason why I said March 24th was actually the that second thing we read from Megan. It was a certificate of an Idaho judge to secure the attendance of an out-of-state witness. So that was done on the 24th, which is interesting.
On March 4th.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They put the motion in on March 22nd, and then
Right.
the judge responded on March 24th with issuing it, saying, yes, okay, I'm going to issue the subpoena.
Mm-hmm.
And then they came and filed the quash on April 21st.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then, so here we go. Now,
Wilma.
let's go like this. I want to pull up what they said really quick, though.
Oh, who's gonna say something?
Um,
Who are we looking at?
We're looking at what the investigator said.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Documents.
Yes.
There
His
we go.
He
Oh, and also
earned his pay. Didn't he earn his pay like with this one?
depends.
Whatever.
Okay. Let me share this, and then I can do both. All right.
Ooh. Yeah, it looks good.
Okay. So the first thing I want to point to is, again, in an affidavit, this is things that are facts. Okay. Things that, this isn't, you have knowledge of facts. All right. So it is a 3-story home. The death took place in a 3-story home. That's fact. There are 2 bedrooms on each floor. Fact. Bathrooms on each floor. Fact. A kitchen, dining room, living room on the middle floor. Fact.
Fact.
Now, Mr. Kohberger is alleged to have entered the house around 4 a.m. while 6 people were sleeping / present, killing 4 people in 2 separate rooms.
Fact.
No, hold on.
Alleged.
Alleged. Okay.
It's a fact that he's alleged.
So I'm curious if right here, the first thing I want to point out is, Bryan is charged with 4 counts of first-degree murder. Fact. 1 count of burglary. Fact. I was asked by appointed counsel Nancy Taylor to investigate the alleged incident which led to the arrest of Bryan. Fact. I'm a criminal investigator. Fact. Then you get to this one, number 5. Mr. Kohberger is alleged to have entered the house around 4 a.m. while 6 people were sleeping / present, killing 4 people in 2 separate rooms. Okay. But it's alleged.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The people killed were located in 2 bedrooms, one on the 2nd floor and the other on the 3rd floor. So fact.
Fact.
Bethany Funke's bedroom was on the 1st floor. Fact. The other surviving roommate's bedroom was on the 2nd floor.
Fact.
Bethany Funke was interviewed by police on several occasions.
Probably fact.
Fact. She disclosed things she heard and things she saw. Fact.
Yes, fact.
Okay. Bethany Funke was present at the home 8 hours later when police were called, arrived on scene, and discovered the homicides. You want to know why this is fact? Because A, she's heard on the 911 call, in my opinion. B, she's seen on the body cam when they arrive. And C, right here, see the discovered the homicides. Because everybody thinks that people were outside of the home. Why couldn't Bethany still be inside the home? All right. But think
But
about
what
all
do you
the
even
things that
think?
think about all the things he could be saying right now. He could be talking about, something about the DoorDash. A DoorDash came at 4. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, look at the things that he's writing in his affidavit about.
Fact.
But no, just these things. Okay. You could be writing a whole bunch of stuff like Bethany was at the Sigma Chi house at 9 o'clock. This is only things that they're talking about. All right. And this is important because this is what it's going to be about. The exculpatory evidence, in my opinion. Because
I believe that.
why would your affidavit, when you do an affidavit, the things that you're stating in your affidavit are relevant to what you're going to be testifying to. Okay. During the course of my investigation, it became known to me that Bethany Funke has information material to the charges against Mr. Kohberger. Portions of information Ms. Funke has is exculpatory to the defendant.
I love that sentence.
Portions of information. So she possesses information that, based on this information, is exculpatory to the defendant. And this is where I believe this information was withheld, possibly, or just purposefully not put into, like, when you're going to go about, okay, we're going to go arrest this guy, Bryan Kohberger, okay? And you see all these things, okay, yep, your checklist is, yep, okay, yep. But then here comes your little wrench in the game, which is, let's just throw out, whatever Bethany could have said. Well, if Bethany's telling the truth, then that totally messes up the whole thing. Okay. Oh, let's just discard what Bethany said, and then it all fits. Okay. So, again, portions of information Ms. Funke has is exculpatory to the defendant. That means that she would have had to have given this in one of her interviews, had said it on a body cam that was witnessed. Okay. That's why I think that they're talking about the police, like mentioning the 911 call, because it was recorded and you can hear something. The body, when they first arrived, you're on body cam, you're on dash cam. Okay. So you're seen, you're visible, you're heard. And then the same thing when you're finding like the bodies, but you're hearing her interaction possibly with other people. Okay. Ms. Funke's information is unique to her experiences and cannot be provided by another witness. The reason being, in my opinion on that, is because it was never written in any report. So if you ask a cop, did Bethany say this? Not to my knowledge. And then when you want to say the words interpret, how did you interpret when this person said this to you that night? How did you interpret that? What did that mean to you? Well, it meant that he was going to come back, and he flat out told Ethan he was going to kill him that night. They got in a huge fight, and they said, I'll be back to take care of you, motherfucker. And so what would that mean to you? That he was coming back to the house?
Or she saw.
I'm just throwing this out.
Throwing stuff out.
I'm just explaining that.
Yeah. It's not it's just your.
Yeah, I'm just saying that. But this would not be so. When you would have like a police officer on the stand, and he's testifying, you can't. How do you ask him what Bethany interpreted a conversation to be if you didn't ask that question?
And the reason you're saying this is because in prelims, what usually happens is, because the rule of hearsay is lax, you can have an officer testify as to what a witness has told that officer. And what this investigator is saying is, in that sentence, Mrs. Funke's information is unique to her experiences and cannot be provided by another witness, meaning that they want her butt in the box. And I think that's a really important.
her butt in the box is because what she has to say, okay, is it was clearly again, this is my opinion based on the dates. Okay. So they file this right here. Everybody wants to say that the prosecution jumped in front of it. Oh, they got out in front of it, man, with the Brady Giglio, man. They got out in front of it, man. No, they didn't. No, they did not. This guy fills out his affidavit on March 22nd, and it's signed, stamped, all that stuff. There you go. You guys can see the date. You can see everything right there. March 22nd. Go check out the Brady Giglio. That's March 24th. Okay.
So you think the Brady Giglio has something to do with this? Like when you say they jumped in front of it, the state.
Well, because everybody was saying that on all these, all these professionals and all these experts and people, are talking about, oh, this Brady Giglio is just from, formality, and it could be this and it could be that. You're damn right it could be. Absolutely. But now you get this piece of information and you look at the dates, and nobody got in front of anything. Okay. What happened is that here comes the investigator who actually, like I said, you need somebody that's going to dig through that discovery like a crazy person. Mm-hmm. And he's really good at putting dots together, who can hear something, remember it, go, you know what I mean? And be able to connect dots and know what the hell's going on. Mm-hmm. That's who you need to take that discovery and tear it apart. And clearly they got the right guy, okay, because he found it. He found it, in my opinion, because I don't think that you would, in a high profile case, be doing this if it's not. You're going to be one of the hatest men out there that you think that you have found exculpatory evidence for Bryan Kohberger, who's hated across the country. Okay. So, they put this, he signed and did all this on March 22nd. Then the Brady Giglio comes out March 24th that, oh, we want to say something now on March 24th. Well, why do you think they said anything? Because in this guy's affidavit, he's making it perfectly clear where he's headed with this. Bethany Funke was interviewed, because look at fact, right? These are just, Bethany Funke was interviewed by police on several occasions. She disclosed things she heard and things she saw. That, to me, you're putting it in the same line with the police. Okay. Next, you're putting this on the same line. Remember, Bethany Funke was present at the home 8 hours later when police were called. Again, police were called, arrived on scene, and discovered the homicides. Okay. Police are used in line 9 and line 10. The police are used. The name police is used. Okay. Then, during the course of my investigation, it became known to me that Bethany Funke has information material to the charges against Mr. Kohberger. Portions of information. Now think about this. Portions of information. That's basically saying the portions that y'all left out of your shit. Because guess what we do with our reports as police officers? You go and you watch your body cam, and then you type up your report.
I think, but in my opinion, I don't necessarily jump to that.
You watch your interview, okay, and then you're typing up your notes. Why do you think that investigators aren't really taking notes anymore, like on pads of paper and stuff like that? Because everything's being recorded.
I think there's a reason they said that she gave several interviews. And I think that maybe, in my opinion only, some of her interviews weren't consistent with her other interviews. And I find that's why he says portions of the information Ms. Funke said is exculpatory to the defendant. And I think he found that. And I think it could be.
Well, how could you find that if you're this is an investigator, just like they had investigators on this, this case. You can, that could be your opinion, and I respect it. But this guy is putting in his affidavit on March 22nd, and then boom, Brady Giglio is March 24th. Okay. I don't believe in coincidences, and I'm a dates and numbers person. And
Are you still there? Did you cut out? Wait, am I the only one that can't hear? Hold on. Okay, you were muted.
Hang on
for
one
real?
second.
Okay. What happened? I'm about to yell. Yeah, so that's just my opinion though. I'm not ready to jump on the Brady Giglio thing about saying that it has to do with this, but I could be wrong. I just think that she literally could have been like said something like somebody else. This is just my opinion, you guys. This didn't happen. I'm just saying Bethany could have said in one of her interviews, when I got home, I saw, and I saw, let's just, Steve's car. I don't want to say someone's name that's actually involved. Steve's car there. Or I saw Steve coming out of the house. And that, in my opinion, would be, I know it's not in your opinion, Lana, but in my opinion, that would be enough. Oh,
sorry, microphone check. What?
check. It would be enough, in my opinion, to be like, so he wasn't alone. So Dylan's, information of there was this one guy with bushy eyebrows. It could be a number of things. No, Mitch Franklin, not Steve G. I hope. I was like thinking of a name. I was going to throw poor Hunter under the bus. And then I was like, I'm not going to say Hunter's name. And now there might be, no, not Steve G. No, not the daddy. But yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what is going to happen. Mike Chapin. Mike is working, Lana. I'll just entertain you guys till the mic works. But I love that portions of the information. I love that part of it. Very interesting.
Oh, it's because someone wants to be funny and they're calling my phone. Hold on.
Don't be funny, y'all.
I just got to put my phone on Do Not Disturb because someone's being funny because I'm using both of my devices. So they're doing this while I'm live on purpose. So hold on, let me put my phone on Don't Disturb.
Yes.
Because they just keep calling it, and that's what's kicking it off.
Don't disturb her, guys.
It's some thirsty motherfuckers.
Back off already. So yes, it's very interesting, and we're going to get into some more fun stuff about this. But, this kind of adds another layer, right? And we can see how there might actually be really interesting things that happen in the prelim, because we didn't think that Bethany or Dylan were going to be witnesses, and now the judge is like, butt in the box, right? Oh, Elo said, keep your comments on the topic. Or Vermont's timeout. Okay, I can't. I should get on. But yes. CL said something big. Let's see what you said. I feel it's more the timeline, Sigma Chi. We don't even know if E and X were alive when they got back to 1122. Remember, BF said she left and was home at 1. She said E and X were there until 1:45. Okay, let me say something that this is going to be a little controversial, but this is my opinion only, and I could be completely wrong. I like to state that things are my opinion. I don't think Bethany was there until the morning. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong. That's just my opinion. You back now, Ella?
Oh, so did you give your opinion?
I did, and I really honed it in that it's my opinion only.
Okay, so let me hear your opinion so I can.
You already know my opinion.
Oh, that you don't think Bethany was there and she got there in the morning?
Yes, that's my opinion.
I completely disagree.
I love it.
But I respect your opinion.
Thank you.
I respect it. I respect your, your work ethic. Sometimes I'm kidding. I respect everything about what you do. But
Same.
I think that's, in my opinion. So you think that she wasn't there at all? Like, when do you think she left?
I think she got there, in my opinion, only. I think poor Bethany, and I don't mean this, and this isn't naughty or anything, okay? Like, this doesn't make her a bad person. In my opinion, I feel like she got there when Dylan called everybody, like, to come over, like at 10. She could have gotten there at 8 a.m.
Oh, so she gets the call like everybody else to
Yeah,
come.
like, or she just shows up like a little bit before, but basically around that time, like she's there in the morning.
Okay. So what do you think about them talking about the fact that Bethany's room was on the first floor, Dylan's room was on the second floor? There were so many facts that he could have wrote in this affidavit, and he has these 12 things that he listed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so
I think it goes to show what Bethany saw versus what Dylan saw and why Dylan's could be exculpatory for Bryan is because of where her bedroom was located. And it doesn't necessarily mean at the time, in my opinion only, at the time of the murders, but it could potentially mean her view of like getting there.
okay. Well, yeah. No way. But God love you. So you're basically picking a 16 over a 1 seed in the tournament.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know sport terms, but sure, whatever. That's just my opinion. Look.
Right. Well,
Okay, so
I don't
give
usually
us
give
your
my
opinion.
opinions, but because you
Oh,
did,
yeah.
I'll have to give mine on this one.
Oh, good. Okay, let's hear it.
Lord. I think that when you're talking about exculpatory evidence, you have to look at what the PCA has, okay? And based off of the probable cause on why they arrested Bryan Kohberger. So what is out there, okay, that this information, if you put it in, okay, where are you at? And so the big thing is that they want to label that Dylan saw this bushy-eyed, 5'11", 6 foot, not super muscular, but whatever.
Athletic.
Yeah, coming towards her. She opened up the door, closed it 3 times. Well, if none of that happens, okay, if let's say Dylan was actually downstairs sleeping on the first floor with Bethany,
Because
and she never was upstairs, okay,
Original.
it's you're totally wiping out then everything to do with what this is basically pointing at. So let's go back down to remember the original statement, guys, that came out that the 2 surviving roommates were down in the first floor. And it wasn't until the PCA came out that all of a sudden now she's sleeping on the second floor. Okay. So
but even with the PCA, remember how it said she originally was on the second floor, but then didn't ever go on to say.
Yeah, there was all that weird stuff about that. Okay. But you have to remember that I believe that the police were putting stuff out like, yeah, they were on the first floor. That's why they didn't hear anything. They were sleeping down there. That they were on the first floor, right? So then all of a sudden that changes once the PCA comes out. So where would that come from? Do we think that the cops were just like, here, let's put that out to everybody to protect them? Clearly not, because not now, not with this whole thing coming out. The cops didn't do that too. I think that one of the statements was that they did sleep, that she was downstairs sleeping down there. And that would be, especially if Bethany's statements were that, yeah, like we were downstairs. And then I left around 4:30 when I got my booty call. You know what I'm saying? But remember I was telling you about that booty call. Like And also, guys, that front door where her room is, you never have to go. She has her bathroom right there. She's got her bedroom. If you're going out to like have lunch or like, brunch in the morning, I go use my bathroom, take my shower down there, and I'm heading out. There's no reason for me to go upstairs, but Bethany, I believe her exculpatory evidence is going to come into the form of, they didn't ask her to produce anything. This is just about attending. So maybe they feel like they already have it because it was downloaded. Her phone was downloaded and whatnot. But I go back to what Mr. G was saying, Mr. Gonsalves, and he wanted to know something about a girl, and that she had, he wanted to know about somebody's alibi. Remember that?
Yeah.
And something wasn't right with it. Something wasn't right. And I'm curious if Mr. Gonsalves is talking about, remember people were being cleared too soon? Well, who's the only people that could be getting cleared too soon that they felt would be getting cleared too soon? In my opinion, because go and look at the people that were getting publicly cleared, because I did it today. And when you take November 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th, you take all those dates and you see who's the only people that are getting cleared. Boom, the roommates cleared. The Grubhub guy cleared. And then anybody that was present with a 911 call, cleared. Those are your first 3 clears publicly. So, and then I paid attention to the example that Mr. Gonsalves gave. And I'm sorry, I think that example was, it wasn't just he came up with that on the fly. I think that he was being creative, and he was saying, if somebody told you that they were somewhere and that they parked their car somewhere, and when they took a picture and if that car wasn't there, do you remember?
Yes.
Okay. Remember that example he gave?
Yes.
And he's talking about,
he was like, everyone just churn in, like you don't know what you have.
Yeah,
just
we need to see your
turn in
phone,
everything.
take your picture.
Yeah. Like help us by producing, like if you were even in the area, you might not know you have something. Just turn it in.
Yes. And then ready for this? Remember I kept saying, where the hell did these other roommates park their cars?
Okay. You were
that's
a good thing with the cars. Yeah.
Because I was like, dude, there's no way that, no offense to Ethan, but there's no way you're going to have a spot at my house and I don't, and I live there. Like, I got that spot, you know what I'm saying? So, and then you have to go to what she heard and what she saw. You guys, she can't hear and see things if she's not there. Okay? She can't hear things and she can't see things if she's not there. So for me, there's no way in hell that Bethany just got home, at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning and went downstairs in her room and went to bed, or went downstairs for a little bit and then up and left. That's just not going to fly for me. Not for what is needed that I see in this affidavit. But now we get to start talking about this. This is going to be my favorite thing to talk about, which is, why did the police say that they took the surviving roommates' phones to give the, hey, this is when we believe the time of crime happened, because we didn't take the victims' phones to do any of that. We're taking the survivors based on their based on Bethany's and Dylan's statements mixed with their phones. And I'm thinking, what? So therefore, I've always said that that's telling me that the victims' phones I believe are pushing their time of death out. You know, if their phones are being used, okay? What if somebody picked up their phone because they got the, I'm trying to call you or text you or something, and then you're not answering because I was just being lazy versus like yelling to you in my house. So I just call or text you. I'm not running upstairs. I'll just text you. All right.
You do that a lot.
So then I would just be like, what the heck? Okay, so I'll run upstairs and hey, and so if I run in there and then I see
Like
that
if
and then I
they
grab
didn't
somebody's
answer.
phone because I want to look at their phone to see what the hell's going on or something. That's the first thing you do you grab people's phones to see what the hell happened. If you find someone's phone, don't you try to like go in it? I don't know.
If you're an investigator or you're a Bethany. Like if you're calling your roommate or are you like a cop? I mean,
I don't know. Oh my God, Lucky says, guess who was just walking up to me? Pest control. Run. Run. What's up, Nancy? Love seeing her name pop up.
Nancy S is the best.
Okay, what else do I have on my whiteboard here? Let's see. These are my top 7. My top 7 things are, here, let me see. The number one thing I've always said is, why are there sophomores living in the 1122 King Road house? You're not going to find me as a senior living with sophomores. Number 2 is first floor bedroom, because it was originally said that they slept downstairs. Where did that come from? I believe that came from somewhere. Number 3 was their cars. Where were these surviving roommates' vehicles? Because they were not ever even processed. They weren't ever even processed. You know what I'm saying? Like they weren't taken anywhere. They weren't then moved to that other location November 29th. They didn't even go into these cars of this. What? I mean, nobody think that's at all strange. Then number 4 is the Sigma Chi house. And again, who does that go back to? That goes back to Bethany. Bethany is now all of a sudden, if you go to the PCA, it's is Bethany's statements have something to do with that she was not at the Sigma Chi house all night. Okay. And she didn't go back to the house with them. She was other places. And yes, I saw them there, but I wasn't with them the whole time, Number 5 is the dates on the Brady and this, the 22nd, and then this coming on the 24th. I believe that the statements that Bethany would have been asked, because you're asking about questions, it's not just, when they arrive back at home. So, and I don't necessarily believe that Bethany's statements could have been clashing, just more so that you're as an investigator, when you're investigating, then more questions come up. So then you have to ask additional questions,
Absolutely.
So the
And
first
they
time I
could
question
say-
somebody, it's not going to be, there's things that you find out and then you add on.
Absolutely. And maybe even to Bethany's credit, if there are conflicting ones, just saying if there are conflicting testimonies, it could be because she was under stress when it happened, she was tired, hungover, whatever the reason. So it doesn't necessarily mean she's naughty, you guys.
Yeah, if nobody asks you the question, you can't give the answer. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't ask me something, I can't answer it. And then I went back and looked at a really big date for me is, let me grab it here. December 13th.
Was that your rolling chair? Sounded like a storm. Sounded like a storm coming in.
Yeah.
Roll around a little. Okay, December 13th. Tell us.
Yeah, December 13th. Reason it's important is because in my opinion, is when they said, Moscow, Idaho. 1 month after the murders took place, investigators continue to piece together what happened in the hours leading up to the crime in order to determine who is responsible. Okay. This while asking the public to stay focused on the official facts released by Moscow Police Department. Over the past 4 weeks, rumors and speculation has led members of the public to provide tips based on rumors rather than official information provided about the case. You got to be shitting me right now.
Yeah.
The only people that are, wait, rumors, if we're going off of what you're telling us, so 2011 to 2013 you're looking for, you know?
Mm.
So I read that again, and I was just scratching my head. But then I flipped to the next page of the December 13th, so page 2. And then I go to page 3. And I get to page 4. Investigators have looked extensively into information received about Kaylee having a stalker. They have pursued hundreds of pieces of information related to this topic, but have not verified or identified a stalker. Anyone with information about a potential stalker or unusual occurrences is asked to contact the tip line. So everybody wants to say that Bryan Kohberger was stalking this house. Okay, that he pinged 12 times on the same tower that they use. All right. And on December 13th, they have information back from their social medias. You know what I'm saying? They have the social medias back. So are the cops lying about that? Okay. Or and just acting like there's no stalker, but then mainstream media wants to talk about the stalker. I mean, come on, who's putting out the false information here? Or what kind of tips do you want us to call in? Because whatever the police are telling the community is all you can possibly give. You know, even if you're a local to that town, if you don't tell me what you're interested in, I can't give you what you want. So, I mean, it's wild. But there was no signs of, I went back and looked at all the search warrants and when they were getting stuff back, they couldn't find a stalker. So this whole thing about Bryan Kohberger messaging all of them on social media and Instagram and blah, 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 that would have been seen. That would have been seen. But then you can just ask yourself, are they keeping that to themselves and just acting like there's no stalker? I mean, come on. I don't know. And the whole thing that they were just telling us the whole time is just much crap. Bryan Kohberger incident starts December 14th, ends December 15th. Yep, sure does. Lana, perhaps the Brady Galileo exculpatory situation with the officer is tied to the exculpatory evidence from BF. I think that BF was going to be possibly, you got to look at the informant aspect of it. It was BF, remember Bill Thompson putting it out there that he was going to invoke this privilege. That if somebody was an informant, you know, that they were not going to be, they weren't going to testify. So there's a bunch of different angles.
And I'm looking forward to it because I thought we were just going to be hearing from Ali up there. And now with this angle, it's a little bit more like, you know, I don't know. If I use an adjective, I just feel like it's going to get picked apart. So it's not. Just fill in your own adjectives, everybody. But yes, it's good.
And I think that Bethany and Dylan are both, they're not alleged victims. They are victims. I think anybody that's missing that is just wild because everything that took place at that house, 4 people were murdered. Those are their friends, you know, loved ones. That's not alleged. The person who's arrested is alleged to have done that, but that happened, right?
And they're so
they're victims.
young. Absolutely. And to think about being that young and having that happen to your friends in a house you live in, you know, I mean, they might as well be sorority sisters with each other. You know how it is. Like, you've seen the TikToks, everybody. They were close. They're victims. It's sad.
Yeah, that's all it is. Coincidence that BF and BK were pulled over on the same day. I even think it's more interesting that she was over in Pullman for me with Bethany. I mean, and that she didn't pay the ticket until the 13th of December.
Follow me too closely.
Yeah.
Mm.
So, what else do I have on my board here? Okay, so the other possibility here is we got to strongly consider. You think that Bethany wasn't there? Is there talks about Dylan? You know, she originally went to bed. You said like, and then there's nothing more that happens. Is that because Dylan was picked up and Bethany knew this, making it so that she possibly couldn't identify somebody? You know what I mean?
Anything. Maybe she was even like, you guys, I'm not trying to say like anything weird. Maybe she was like, I gave a tab of acid to, you know, I gave her a tab of acid, so she couldn't have possibly ID'd him. I mean, anything is possible. That's what's going to be interesting, I find. I'm just trying to make this like a very lively life too. But yes, you know how I do it.
Well, I said the reason that two people would be downstairs sleeping and it wasn't their bed would be if one girl was actually in the bathroom throwing up and the other one was taking care of her.
That's right. You did say that. But there's other things. Remember, we were like, were they in the same bed downstairs? Yes. Lots of things were said early on. We didn't know anything.
But yeah, we can't deny how he does jump the investigator and says, you know, the other surviving roommate's bedroom was on the second floor. You guys, I just think that that's so. Bethany Funke's bedroom was on the first floor. The other surviving roommate's bedroom was on the second floor. Doesn't go by name with her, just the other surviving roommate. Bethany Funke was interviewed by police on several occasions. She disclosed things she heard and things she saw. Maybe that's alluding to the fact that Dylan was only interviewed once, you know? Bethany was interviewed on several occasions, and she's saying all this stuff, and you're going to go with what Dylan said, even though that Bethany's over here saying that she took care of her down in the first floor bathroom because she was puking all night. You know, I'm just throwing this out there just to say, like, Bethany Funke was present at the home 8 hours later when police were called, arrived on scene, and discovered the homicides. And nowhere in there, except, well, kind of line 5, but this goes to what I said from the beginning. This is the only line. This is the only line that says this. Mr. Kohberger is alleged to have entered the house around 4 a.m. while 6 people were sleeping / present, killing 4 people and 2. That's all alleged. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's
that
the
whole
only.
sentence
That's
is
the
alleged.
only line in there. Everything else, nothing else is like that.
No, what you mean by that is nothing else says alleged. That's what you mean. Everything's fact. That's what you mean.
Yeah, because Bethany Funke's bedroom was on the first floor. It doesn't say that Bethany Funke slept on the first floor. It says Bethany Funke's bedroom was on the first floor. Okay. The other surviving roommate's bedroom was on the second floor, period. It doesn't say that they slept there. Okay. It's just, that's a fact. But then here, number 5, Mr. Kohberger is alleged to have entered the house, doesn't say where, around 4 a.m. While 6 people were sleeping / present, killing 4 people in 2 separate bedrooms. Because he's saying that because that's the PCA right there. That's PCA.
Because that's what's alleged.
I don't think, yeah. And
that's what
do you mean alleged?
Well, they are, because he hasn't been proven guilty. So what they're saying is he is alleged to have, not that he has gone, he is alleged to have gone in this house at 4 a.m. That's what they're alleging.
Yes.
They're alleging that there were 6 people in the house that were present and or sleeping. That's what they're alleging. That and they're alleging that he had killed 4 of these people and 2 of the people survived. It's all like, and it's true. The whole thing
But they're
is alleged.
saying that they were all there, and that's going to what
Mhm.
you're trying to say,
Yes,
which is
no.
helping you.
100%. It's all an alleged thing. We're either sleeping or we're present. Slash is like and or.
Correct.
Mic drop, and I love her. So there were alleged 6 people in the house. Yes,
Yeah,
girl,
because I think
absolutely.
it could come out that there was more people in that house.
Mm-hmm.
I think there was more people. Like there was people always at that house. So remember,
Always.
this is about what she heard, what she saw, and I just have a hard time with how are you going to testify to what you heard and what you saw if you weren't there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You could be coming and going and please, you know what I mean? But you can't say what you heard or what you saw. I mean, it could even be stuff like stuff that, earlier that day, stuff the night before. It
Stuff
could be,
after.
yeah, stuff after, stuff a week before.
Mm-hmm.
So
What she heard and what she saw. Yeah. I mean, think about it. Like, let's
100 right there. Someone said, or less people. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Absolutely.
it's Angelina ATF. Angelina, I messaged you.
Hi.
She's amazing. Love her. I messaged you, girl. So, yeah, absolutely. I agree with all of that. You guys are so smart. Lana's smart, so she has a very smart audience.
You're funny. You're funny.
I am.
Hostile witness. Again, geez. All I gotta say is I'm proud to be on Truth and Transparency. You wanna know why?
Why?
Because everybody that's shown up here, almost every other day, or whenever there's been a live or like a video drop or something like that. This is exactly what the majority of the people that have been, over here, we've been talking about. And it all goes back to this investigation. How, in my opinion, you want to talk about when people get wrongfully convicted? You want to talk about people getting wrongfully accused? This is how it happens. But now we're on a national spotlight stage, and you're witnessing when you don't do things the right way. And but how does a guy go through all the discovery, which is a shit ton, let me tell you, able to find this, but you're telling me that these officers, the FBI, and guys, just because the FBI was there doesn't mean that they just get to go waltz in and be like, give me your files. That's not how that works. Okay? That's not how that works at all. This is Moscow's case. All right? If they want to ask the FBI for help on X, Y, and Z, they're going to ask them X, Y, and Z, but if you think that they're there to watch over, making sure people are doing this or doing that, that's not what they're doing. They're not there to babysit. Hey, let me see your paper at the end of the day. Okay, let me see what you wrote in your report. Hell no, that's not what's happening. So, but I'm just, proud of the people that have been showing up to say hey, this isn't passing the smell test. This isn't passing the sight test. This isn't passing this, something's wrong. Okay. Something's off. And usually when you do things like that and you're going against what, I guess you could say authoritative people are trying to, say, and, mainstream media, then it's easy to stop. It's easy to say, okay, you know what, I'm not gonna, to hell with it. So kudos to, because I think no matter what comes out of this, something is not right. Okay, because I believe that this investigator would not be putting himself in a situation like this to for Bethany to testify to the, something ridiculous. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
That's my opinion.
Well, I'm just glad there's people out there who are good diggers and that can devote the time because, as you know, Lana, there's a lot of attorney stuff that unfortunately they've come to you after the fact and somebody's already in prison. But
Yeah.
there's a lot of things that get overlooked, and a good investigator who's good at digging can put puzzle pieces together like that. And it seems like Richard is one of those people, and you're like that. So you know how harmful it is once somebody is already convicted. I'm
It's
not
so
saying
hard, guys. It's so hard once you're in the system.
Mhm. And I'm not saying BK is innocent by any means. I'm just saying the most important thing here, and we always have to remember this, are the victims and getting justice for them and whatever that means. And that whoever did this or whoever, like it's multiple people, these people or this person is a monster and needs to be put away forever. And is a scary person or people. So yeah, we just have to everyone has to do their due diligence. We all live in this society and we have to have open minds.
Yeah. And we have to just remember what this country is built. I mean, it's prove that I did that. Prove that I did this. Prove that I did that. You know what I mean?
Right. And that's why, again,
I think I have
with
a
the
chip on my shoulder about it because, I don't know.
yeah, and here's the other thing. Okay, so when in our country, when you are accusing somebody of something, you part of our constitution is you get to face your accuser. And usually that is like in a trial. That is true. It's not in a prelim, it's in a trial. But you get to face your accuser and they have to speak on the facts of accusing you. And we will see that if, this is held for trial, we will see the people that are accusing him of doing it.
Oh,
And yeah.
yeah, it's and people, as far as like, if she wants to say, oh, this is meant for trial, like the when I say she, the attorney for Bethany Funke. No, actually, to me, it's not meant for trial. If there's exculpatory evidence, do you guys remember what Ann Taylor wrote? They need to pull up her discovery motion, okay? When she says, do you guys have it, like, give me what you have. What do you have that could possibly, pin him to the wall, or what's exculpatory? Like, let's not mess around here. Like, what's going on? Give me this, or, and if it's stuff that's going to be like, oh my God, like, here we have him doing this. We have him walking out with a bloody knife. Here it is. But, and it was the same thing the other way though, is turn over anything that's exculpatory. And I just feel like, oops, we forgot to throw this body cam in there. Oh, we forgot to put this interview in there. I don't know if Bethany was available for the defense to be interviewed, But
And
the dates don't sit right with me. Him filing this on 3/22, and then them filing the Brady Giglio on 3/24, that just doesn't sit right with me. And
yeah, and I love that because as I sit here right now, I do not think that they're related, but I know a lot of people do. I know a lot of people in chat do. But I love that because me and you always have these like kind of like friendly wagers, except when you win, you're like, suck it. But like, no, but seriously, like if you win, that's fine. But if I win, I'll just do a little dance or something. But that's fine. Like I love it though, because I like when we're on opposite, when we have different thoughts on stuff.
yeah, Bella thinks I go too hard at the police. And there's a big thing is I go case by case because I'm all for the police. Because if we didn't have police, can you imagine? It'd be purge. Like we'd be living in a purge world.
I can't believe you brought up purge.
I'd be the first person dead because I got so many haters. Okay, so I'm all for the police. But no, on a serious note, though, Anne says, "Why is the state burying exculpatory evidence?" And this is what I'm saying. I don't think that they meant to bury this. Okay, Bill Thompson didn't mean to bury this. When you have the FBI, the Idaho State Police, Moscow Police, I'm looking at this document here that's showing me how many people are on this case, and all these interviews are happening, and who's doing what, and where's. At the end of the day, what do? Do you think about this, everything that you did that day and what you were assigned to do? Okay, then you go and you plop it on somebody's desk. Okay, that's the person this is my case, so Payne. So Payne is sitting there with all these reports from all these people that he doesn't even know who they are. He doesn't know who this, agent is or this, that. And now you need to sort all through this. Like, are you kidding me? That's why I say the less is, in my opinion, is better, because then you have a way better grip on what's going on. Like, I need to be able to let me interview people. I'm gonna have to watch this tape anyways, or let me watch from the room, and I gotta see what's going on. But when you have, I just think too many. In this sense, I think it's kind of like the opposite way. Like, if you're running an investigation, I just think that things can just slip through the cracks. So.
And and you guys, the reason Lana says this is she has experience with this, with dealing with Fight for a Family. And like I said earlier, in case anyone missed it, she comes in after people have been imprisoned, and she finds exculpatory evidence that should have been caught, not only by the state, but by the defense attorneys, by the prosecutors, because everyone is an officer of the court. And even if you're a prosecutor, you see something, say something. You don't just run with it. And this isn't across the board. There's amazing prosecutors out there that would do the right thing. Lana just deals with a really bizarre county that does
Putting it kindly.
Not a county she lives in, a county that she does a lot of work in. And they are really, the way that the police handle things there is bizarre. So that's also where she's coming from, for everyone who doesn't know her background in this. But she has done a lot of what Richard, the investigator in this, has done. She finds this stuff, but unfortunately people are coming to her late.
What I believe probably took place here is that I don't know what's important. If I'm just over here interviewing this person, okay, I need to know what to ask them in order to help the investigation. Like, I can, okay, hey, Mark, what'd you do yesterday? Okay, like, what'd you do the day before? Do you normally go over to that person's house? Do you like, I just feel like you have to know the case. So how big of a room? Where were they doing like their briefing sessions? Where did they do this at with all these people that were on this case? And then, hey, we're just gonna put up on a big screen. We're gonna need you guys to all come in and watch all these body cams. I'm really curious. I think that'd be a great, not like in Netflix. Like, I know I'd watch it, but then I'm weird. But I want to know how you went about investigating this case.
Wait, I thought you wanted to watch like them watching body cams, like on a Netflix.
Yeah, I went at like the NFL when you get mic'd up and like there's a camera that literally follows you around for like everything, not just not just like the parts that like I want the grind parts. I want to know how you went about deciding who was going to interview certain people, who was going to go gather this, who was going to go do this. Then you also have to still maintain your whole damn city. So who's patrolling, who's doing this? I mean, there's a lot, a lot that goes on in something like that. And I think that as much as we want to jump all over officers and stuff like that, I don't jump all over anybody. I take situation by situation. And if you made an honest mistake, it's an honest mistake. But if you purposefully did something, shady, I think that, that should be exposed and you should be booted. It's that simple.
Yeah, and you guys will see. Like I said, I personally don't think this is the Brady Giglio has to do with this case, but I mean, again,
I do.
could be wrong. I know you do. I love it. I love what's going to be coming because either I'm wrong or you're wrong, and then somebody's going
We
to
can
dance.
both be wrong.
Whatever. But I mean, like, it'd be nice if one of us isn't, so like one of us could dance, but just don't say titties. Like when
I
we
never
win.
dance. Never
Okay,
dance.
awesome. I just want to dance about it.
It's about it's about growing for me.
Yeah.
Because you know what's sad is that people read this and they say, "Oh my God, they're just grasping at straws." If you think this is grasping at straws, if you think this motion is a grasping at straws situation, I'm sorry, but I couldn't ever imagine that person being a juror. Like that's just wow, mind blowing.
Well, hopefully that will be
This is
in
not the defense
voir
is grasping at straws.
Hopefully the defense knows to ask that question in voir dire. Okay, like, do you think we're grasping at straws? Like, okay.
No, when I just come across when I come across comments like that, I'm like, geez. I'm like, I'm sorry, but you're not throwing the words exculpatory around, okay? Exculpatory is a word that you just don't throw around. And if you're not used to being
an attorney,
if you're not used to seeing something in court, I mean, when you hear exculpatory, ears, you say that to an attorney, their head turns, their ear turns. Wait, you have exculpatory evidence? I mean, that's what what's his name? Sheldon's attorney said, like, hey, we need exculpatory evidence so we can, because then you can motion right away.
Hey, so any of the stuff you found for Sheldon, was it exculpatory?
I think what I found for sure right off the bat, I found Brady. I found Brady. I found, the gun that was found and that was taken in. I mean, that's a stolen gun. It was never tested either. So the potential to being,
and that's kind of the point.
And then I found the exculpatory on the with the cousins, the two cousins. The officers never went there, so everything they wrote in that report was falsified. So yeah, I mean, there's definitely exculpatory evidence, because that's the only reason that you followed the black SUV is because you said that you saw it on a camera, but you
100%.
didn't get into that convenience store until 16 hours later. So 8 hours later, whatever it was.
100%.
So yeah, it is. I mean,
so I think it's going to be really interesting, this exculpatory evidence that Bethany has. And I wonder if it's something that's going to contradict Dylan. And that's why this Richard wrote it the way he wrote it.
I also found exculpatory evidence in the Jamie Brown case when I called the tow truck company that they said came there to pop a lock. They never were on that property. They never towed this car. We found the VIN number. We gave it to the guy. All these years later, he's like, "That's not in my system." So yeah, which changed the whole. Those were the three main witnesses to push the time of death.
The timeline.
Yeah.
See, like, that's what I don't understand. Like in the Sheldon thing, also is like the 911 call and where it was made from.
That's exculpatory.
I would feel like that's exculpatory, and there's just so many things you found. Anyway,
I mean, that was just a pure setup that's when I want to say, like, I have no problem battling law enforcement. Yeah, but I have also no problem praising law enforcement. I think that Nashville did an amazing job with the school shooter. Like, those people cannot be more, just heroes, freaking heroes. But Pennsylvania, Aliquippa, Beaver County, I have no problem putting a handful of those officers under a microscope, because I caught them in lies. I flat out caught them in lies on the stand. I flat out caught them lying in their reports. I can prove it, like prove it, because I took the body cam and I took all of the surveillance cameras and I stayed up hours and hours and hours going through them like you know,
Yeah.
they were lying.
Yeah. And you know what? The another case that you have is the Davon Cox case.
Yes.
And I think that
The
that
exculpatory evidence there for me is, well, for me, he 4 people just, they lied on the stand, and we're working on that right now, though, so I don't want to say too much on that.
yeah. So again, this thing that's happening with this exculpatory evidence and Bethany is crucial, insanely crucial. And it'd be very exciting to see what it is.
Corruption is real. You know where corruption comes from? It comes from somebody hiding something that really has nothing to do with the case, and it has something to do, like, that they think, you know, like the whole drugs, or somebody like calling people over, and they're covering for them because they think that's like they want to cover anything that they've ever done. Like, oh my God, I can't. They're gonna. The corruption stems from something else, but it boils over because all it takes is one person to say they have something over on you, and then you go and do something for them, and it's just a domino effect. But somebody put up a good question. They said, do you think that we could talk about, if it's not Bryan, then who?
Oh, yes. Shannon, I think, said that.
Yeah, I had it up there because I thought that was I like that thought process because it's come up a lot lately. Well, like, well, if not him, then who? And I'm thinking, well, we didn't even know his name until they just arrested him the same day. You know what I mean? It wasn't like he was even on the radar.
Well, on our radar, yes. No one's radar, yes. Like,
Yeah,
he
I'm
wasn't
just
the
saying, like,
hoodie guy.
well, I'm
Yes.
saying from the moment that they did this, and they're saying that this is a targeted attack, and that we don't have some crazy person out there, and nobody needs to worry, and you know,
Yes.
So for me, when you say, if not Bryan Kohberger, then who? You go right back to the drawing board on. Well, now we know a lot more things that we didn't before. And the number one thing that we do know is that law enforcement had no problem misguiding us the whole way. So you would take everything that they said and you'd go back from the beginning, and you would put stuff into different columns of, you know, what is fact. We still have not seen the footage coming from the 1122 King Road house of that vehicle, of a vehicle that was identified as 2 different vehicles. Okay, we found out about a DoorDash person. All right. I think they killed 4 people and not the other 2. I always said you have to look at the other 2 and why weren't they killed. So you hone in on those 2. So now do you think that Dylan's now going to be called to testify
In my opinion,
to help the preliminary hearing?
in my opinion, I still want to say Dylan isn't going to be, in the way that Richard worded that. I almost feel like Dylan will not be called in the prelim. My opinion, as of right now, that's what it seems like. Your opinion?
I think they're going to try to keep Dylan off the stand as long as they can.
Yes, but that's what's going to happen is trial, and Taylor is going to call Dylan because Dylan
no, at trial,
Yeah.
Dylan's testifying.
She accused him, so he gets to face his accuser.
I think though you gotta go with a jury. They're gonna be sympathetic to the girls if they. I don't remember that. Like, I was so like, you know. So that to me is gonna be. You got to go after the credibility of the officers. And that's what affected Sheldon's case, is because they didn't attack that enough.
Oh yeah. I mean, if they have, but again,
Like
remember,
every single thing that they didn't do and what it
yes,
could have led to.
yeah. I mean, definitely if
That
there's,
she couldn't walk there and kill somebody and walk back. That's all those kids did around there was walk. We saw how close now Walenta is when it backs up to those houses. Are you kidding me? You know, it's right there. I mean, it's literally right there. You could pull off the side of the road and you're right there. You just walk literally through. It takes, I mean, and you're telling me somebody recon that and wouldn't realize that? That's all you would realize, is that you could to have a car there is just stupidity.
yeah. I mean,
If you're reconning, you know what I'm like what they said that he was doing, basically stalking and knowing people's patterns and
well, whatever happened, let's say someone else was stalking and let's say they went to Walenta. Obviously, nobody was alarmed. None of the people were alarmed in the house enough to like worry. People don't live like that these days, where they're like looking over their shoulder and worried, especially in a place like Moscow.
maybe Bethany wanted to call the police that night. Maybe she thought she heard something, and then Dylan was over there saying, "No, it's fine. Remember, we can't call the police. Don't call the police. We can't have, you know what I'm saying? Like, we can't call the police over here." So
Yeah,
maybe she had said that. Oh, I thought, and I was gonna call the police, but Dylan said not to.
that's a
Maybe
great thought, Lana. That's That's actually a really good thought. That absolutely could make. I could see that happening.
No, you can't call the police. We can't have the cops here. Like, are you kidding me? Like, remember, like, we're gonna all, like, it's fine. Just, God, the last thing that we need here is the police. You know what I mean?
Yeah, let's go to bed.
You know? So if she had said, man, I was gonna call the police because I was wondering why the hell people, like, I heard people screaming. It was like, and then when Dylan came down in my room, I was like, what are you doing? And she's just like, I don't know what's going on up there. Like, it sounds like people are like, I don't even know, but I just came down here.
Yeah, I saw bushy-eyed, and
No,
then
I don't think that that's even what happened, because what if she's saying, her thing is, well, Dylan never told me that, and she was down in my room at this time. She never told me that.
That's kind of why what I think the exculpatory is going to be is whatever Bethany says doesn't match what Dylan says about the person.
But that impeaches somebody. That's to impeach a witness. That's not exculpatory, in my opinion.
I don't know.
What's exculpatory, in my opinion, with this case is the time of the crime. You push that time of the crime, and you want this case. You said that BK did this between 4 and 4:20. Okay, and you're pushing the time of the crime outside of that. He's not physically there.
If they're saying that he is in that Elantra and they show the evidence of that. But see, that's also why when I was talking to John, he said he would normally in his investigations give himself a bigger bumper. Because I'm like, why are they saying 425? If they're saying the car left, like looking at video,
Because the time of
and he said you just bump it a little to give yourself a little bit of pad. But he's like, I just give myself more padding than that. He's guessing this is why, just based on his experience of doing these investigations. But I think it's interesting because now they're tied to 425. So if it does go a little bit above, like beyond that, you're kind of like, you didn't pad enough, you know. But it'll be interesting for sure.
Yeah, so I think that it's, if you're putting Bryan Kohberger in that Elantra, and you're saying that he drove over there and that this happened between that time and this time, and that's when he was there, but you have Bethany saying, something under the, I mean, I think whatever Bethany said, or she said, and it caught basically by the body cam, or it was, I think it was enough to say, holy shit, did you just hear what she said? Why aren't they listening to what she's saying here?
Yeah, I think it's I mean, she could have even said, like, I heard somebody's voice. You guys, we're guessing, and we're not saying this is a fact, or like we're going with this in case someone comes in late. But like if she said, I heard Jonathan's voice and he was the one that said, I'm here to help, or like, and then it's like, wait, so there was two people there? Oh, I heard two people. I heard three people. I heard three guys. Or I heard, like you said in the beginning, I heard an argument with Ethan, with another guy, and it sounded like Hunter. Sorry, Hunter. I'm just spitballing. Poor Hunter. Puka shells. Did I lose you?
I mean, does an eyewitness, does that take, like, I don't know. I think that the time of the crime is really big. That white Elantra and that 4 to 425 is, big.
Mm-hmm.
Especially, they've looked at, let's say, the ME's report, right? And they're looking at the ME's report, and if the ME thinks that the time of death was between, 4 and 6 a.m. I'm just throwing that out there.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So, and then you have Bethany saying something to the effect of that she left the house and that she came back. And when she got back at the house, music was still playing and she still heard people. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So if that happens, so she heard people and music is playing and she got back at the house at 5:45 a.m. I'm just throwing this out there that to me, well, if she's hearing music and she's hearing people, who was she hearing? Other than, you know what I'm saying? And I think that that's where you'd have to, when they're saying that they need her to testify to her experiences and what she thought something was. Hey, when you heard them say that, what did you think that meant? Like that type of thing. You can't, the officers can't testify to that. You can only testify to hearsay, but you can't testify to, well, what did you think that meant when they said, when they're talking like a certain way, like an officer doesn't know what that means. She does. So
only if
her,
they asked her.
Yeah, I heard them say, oh, they were up there singing that damn song that they were always singing. Like what if she says that? Like, oh, I heard so-and-so's voice and this person's voice and they were, singing some country.
They were singing I Am Your Mother.
That's going to be something that only Bethany could testify to. She doesn't know, or like those officers, they're going to be asked things like, hey, when you asked her this, what did she say? But now when you talk to Bethany and Bethany's over here explaining something, her interpretation of something is, all I know is they got into a huge fight at the Sigma Chi house. We had to leave. Then, I don't know. They said they were coming over because they had to come pick up money because somebody owed somebody money. And so they were coming over. And if they didn't have the money, they said to Ethan, you're a dead man. I'm just saying, like, that. Is that exculpatory? I don't know. But it's what Bethany saw and Bethany heard, and that to me puts her there.
What if Bethany, after the crime, when she was waiting, with everybody outside or inside the house, heard somebody say something and she reported it in one of the several interviews? And
what about if they're going to ask him hey, when the girls came home, did you see them? What did they say to you? What does that mean to you? You know what I'm saying? Like, you talked to them. Did the dog go out? Where was the dog usually sleeping?
Mm-hmm. What if Kaylee said to Bethany, we told Adam everything. And then she said, well, that means XYZ. I mean, just throwing it out. There's so many
I think
possibilities.
they came home and they were pissed off about something and they let everybody know about it.
You think who came home and were pissed off? Kaylee and Maddie?
I think Maddie was drunk and she came home and she's like, enough of this shit, like X, Y, and Z. And whatever she had told Adam, you know, hey, you guys aren't doing this shit anymore. Whoever it was, like, I'm not even just saying it's the roommates. I'm saying whoever their friends are. And, you know, when you're on one, when you're drunk and you're in college and you're just, you know, you got that extra, like, you know, courage and you're just spouting off at people. I think all these things that happened that day in the buildup, like that night, and then you go and you put into the equation that, wow, on this night with all the things that happened with Jack not answering, they were at, you know, Corner Club, then homeboys following them, it looks like he's stalking them, you know what I'm saying? And then they go to the Grubhub, then they get a ride, then the DoorDash goes over all these things, and then a random person named Bryan Kohberger just happens to be the serial killer to come over and kill them. Are you guys out of your mind? Do you know what the odds are of all of that, like, going down like that? Has anybody ever thought about that?
I know you like to think like that, though, because you're like, there's no coincidences and stuff. But yeah,
Out of here.
I mean, no, I've never like broken it down in terms of, oh, there's, you know, and then this. I just think there's so much information out there in the day and age that we live that there's a lot of things that we see that potentially, you know, and it's a big case. There's a lot of eyes on this. Thank God for the Gonsalves.
Right, yeah, you think it's the perfect storm? Like, talk about a perfect storm. To me, in this type of a situation, it'd be so easy for one of the people that were dating one of these girls to catch this case. You know what I mean?
To do the case?
No,
to
like
be
to
the one that
to catch the case, like that. Out
to
of all
catch
the
a
things
charge?
yes. To
Yes.
catch the case.
100%. But I think that there's enough cameras in the neighborhood and enough things that it gave them plausible deniability.
Oh God, please. Just think about all that. Kaylee has a stalker, but we can't find anybody that stalked her, right? That's what the cops are saying. Then Adam, we told Adam everything, and then Jack Showalter, and then Jack D's not answering, and then
Not answering what,
and then
though?
Kaylee's moving,
The
you know,
phone?
away, and she's taking the dog, or they're fighting about the dog, or they just broke up 3 weeks ago. Then you got the Sigma Chi people running around taking pictures of themselves with masks on, with knives all the time, killing
The
animals.
purge.
Yeah, like
Killing animals.
yeah, they got machetes. You got all this stuff going on, and then here you want someone to look at their social media. You want someone to look at all this stuff, and then here we just, oh no, it's just some serial killer guy who wants to be a serial killer, who moved from Pennsylvania, who just happened to find this house and decide, I'm not going to kill all 6 of them. I'm only going to kill 4 of them.
I don't know if he just happened to find the house. I think there's a lot of stuff, though, that
he just moved there.
But you're like putting a lot, like a bunch.
I'm not,
of
though. That's the thing. What I'm trying to show you is all of these things.
No, but it isn't all of these things, because some of those things are just like, so Jack and Kaylee broke up and like were on and off a lot, so that they broke up 3 weeks ago.
What?
And she wanted the dog. Yeah, that's according to her mom, you know, and like that's
wait, what? I've never heard they broke off. They were not off and on all the time.
That was not the first time they had broken up.
And then the sheath.
But see, what about the sheath that Payne found it while he looked at like after the initial thing, or like what? Or do you still think it's planted and has no blood on it? Like, like I don't think there's anything weird about that. I'm
talking about like all these things that are all these moving parts.
No, there's a lot of moving parts.
Then the 911 call doesn't happen for 8 hours.
Oh, I think that is bizarre. That is the most bizarre thing ever.
Then there's a DoorDash person there. You want to talk about this
6 people that are college people living there. I mean,
all these moving parts.
Yes, a lot of moving parts, but 6 people are living there. This isn't a house with like 1 or 2 people. And these are 6 young people who have
So then
active
how do the
lives.
police determine so early on this is an isolated targeted attack and they don't
I
find
don't think,
somebody for freaking 7 weeks?
like I've said before, what they say in press conferences is not what the investigator wants out there. That's a PR move. So whatever they say in press conferences, like, don't worry, everything's fine, don't worry about it. It's always for public consumption. And it's not necessarily what the investigator would want out there. And that's just how it is. It's not something that you can even take to court. It's just PR movements that they say. No, but that's how it is. I mean, it is.
Yeah,
They're
guess
just,
what that PR just did for them? Blew up in their face, and we got
yeah, and I
a damn
agree with
subpoena
that.
happening. So
I was the
I don't
first
believe any of
person.
that. I
was
saw
the
what
first
I saw in
person
the
that
beginning.
said.
This
I
is
was
just
the
a
first
complete
person
lie.
that said Scott Green rubbed me the wrong way. That it rubbed me the wrong way that the president of a university would be there at a quadruple homicide. That it rubbed me the wrong way. That it was a major PR move, and it backfired, in my opinion.
I don't think it backfired at all.
You don't think having Coomer Scott Green, the president of a university, at a homicide investigation?
Because he's there to answer the students' questions, and the
He
police
wasn't.
can't answer those.
All he was doing was saying how safe the university was. It was a major PR move. Major PR move. And the university owned.
How would you like the cops to answer those questions? They don't know
What questions?
stuff about what the university is doing for protocol with, like, okay, can these kids go to school? Are they going to be, are they allowed to take online classes and da-da-da? Like,
I
just
would have them
questions like
answer that in a separate presser. I wouldn't have them answer that in a press conference where it has to do with the murders. I wouldn't. Where they're announcing like the first basic announcement of what's going on. I wouldn't have them do that. Like that rubbed me so wrong. My degree's in public relations. I know what I'm talking about here. That is not something that I would ever, okay. Why is that funny?
I'm just
Why is that
laughing.
funny? I mean, like I worked for like the biggest companies in Los Angeles. Like, I don't know why that's funny, but okay. No, I don't agree with that. I would never advise one of my clients to do what they did at that university. If they were my clients, I would not have allowed that at all.
Oh gosh. Well, all I know is that the investigation was and is clearly compromised, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean,
It was from the beginning, and this shows it. Like biased, if you want to say these people were biased, that hey, we have to pin on somebody, but like if you're not considering all, you're honing in on somebody, but how do you hone in? Remember, I kept saying this. How do you get to Bryan Kohberger?
And we agree that his name was given up, and it's not how they got it, and it's not how they told us they got it, but it's like,
yeah. So,
I don't know.
Well, it's definitely going to be interesting. Bethany's going to be there now and talk about. I mean, how about this? What if Bethany was to say that I don't feel safe? Well, we have him behind bars, though.
Well, then that would be a giveaway, wouldn't it? If she said, I don't feel safe, because there might be something more to it. Now, she could say, I don't feel comfortable sitting close to him and, giving a testimony. She could say that. But yeah, if she says, I don't feel safe, that would be bizarre.
I don't feel safe because he was my booty call. I didn't realize that was the Tinder guy I said yes to, and I just went over there. I'm just kidding.
Oh, it's horrible.
Maybe that's the we all know that. Kate, you damn right about that.
Kate knows PR.
Well, all I know is that Coffindoffer, she totally got it wrong with the whole Brady Gaglione. This is just whatever. I think that she's missed some really big points in this case so far, so I have no problem saying it. And that's no knock on her. I think that she underestimated the town of Moscow and the secrets in Moscow, Idaho. And it would just be nice to be able to blame some crazy person that just came along and did this, but none of looking at this outside, inside, all the way around points to some crazy person just picking that house and picking those 4 people to stab to death.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting. I think the prelim now just got a lot more interesting.
God, now how are we going to make sure that we're there on Wednesday?
Wednesday is the most important day. Well, no, don't even say that, because it's probably going to be Wednesday and Thursday, maybe even Friday. You know what I mean?
Oh, there's no way she's on the stand for 10 hours.
3 days?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Well, I wouldn't want to like misjudge that.
Yeah, she's
and be wrong. You know what I mean?
We're looking at tops a day.
You think? Okay, so then all we have to worry about is Wednesday.
Yeah, that was just my opinion is tops a day.
Well,
For
that'd
this
be nice.
for this prelim, I mean, they gave it only a week.
5 days. Yep.
So what's up, Slew the Goosey? How you doing, girl? This actual court filing and the behavior of some individuals, I admire their reaction to it. Really, really has me bummed the fuck out. Wait, I'm so disappointed I can't even put into words, really. What do you mean by that? Like, my behavior is amazing over here. I know that's why you're here.
Lan is always amazing.
This actual court filing and the behavior of some individuals I admire / their reaction to it really, really, really has bummed me out. I'm going to guess that no one's giving this enough hype in terms of like.
She's probably talking about Coffin Daffer and how Coffin Daffer isn't like.
I think they're downplaying it. So it's fine though if you want to keep downplaying it. It's just going to come out like anybody that said like if he's innocent, guys, he should not sit in jail for years until this goes to trial.
Well, that's why it's good that
Put yourself in that situation.
That's why it's good that Richard is the investigator.
I mean, so. Hey, what's up, everybody? Hey, yes.
Oh, obsessed for Disneyland. But I think it's going to be a really interesting thing. This is my issue, though.
This is my issue. Michael says, here we go. Michael says, hey, look, the cops are going to say we're human. We made a few thousand mistakes. No big deal. How I see this playing out, though, think about this. If you were, if this is your job, okay, and you're over here and you see this come in, you have all these agents that were on this case, you have all these deputies, you have all, even like people that are on the bottom of the top, all the way to the top, right? If I'm a police officer or any law enforcement that was involved in this, and I saw that this guy filed this, I would be like, okay, what is he talking about? I would be going through everything that ever had Bethany in anything. And I'd be like going through everything. And then I'd be the person to say, oh my God, this is what he's probably talking about. I'd be trying to locate what this man is talking about because there's no sides here, guys. Why does everybody think it's got to be like the prosecution versus the defense?
I don't know.
The cops versus the citizens. This is about, you're a citizen. If you're a cop, you're still a citizen, man. And this is about getting the right people so that we're safe. The whole, like with every situation. So if you're on the police, don't have the chip on your shoulder like, no, I know we have the right person. Dude, the guy just told you who they're going to be questioning, who they're subpoenaing. Take everything you possibly can on Bethany Funke, sit your ass in a room, okay, and go through everything and figure out what the defense could possibly be talking about so that we get the guy or we get the girl or we get the guys and girls. As a person who would take an oath as a police officer, any type of law enforcement, you want the right person. or people. And you do that collectively. This whole like the prosecution and defense, like this is a criminal matter. This isn't civil. This isn't about money at the end of the day and you won money. This is a criminal matter. And you should not want to prosecute the wrong person. And you should not want to get off somebody that may be guilty, but I get that they have rights, okay? But defend them to their rights and everything like that, but that may be for another conversation. But I would not take pride in going around getting people off that told me that they committed murder. But I still have to defend them to my best of my ability. But this situation right here, what's wrong with getting it right before we even go to, the preliminary? Who's to say that they can't get this right and figure something out and then realize, okay, well, we're going to actually withdraw our case against Bryan Kohberger. If people think that can't happen, that most certainly can happen. They can drop
No,
it.
absolutely, they could drop it. And they could.
Yeah.
There would be pretrial motions, and Taylor would be filing like crazy to get all that dropped once this comes out. So that's going to be interesting to see if there's going to be pretrial motions going on. Yeah. And yeah, there are no sides, Rhea. What there should be is just the side of justice. Like I said earlier, we all live in this society together, and what should matter is just and having everything be just through justice.
Yeah. Ashley is talking about it now on NewsNation. That's because she got her girl Lana over there writing her. I told her, I was like, I know you watch my show daily, so you can just take my stuff and go ahead and go with it. There ain't no sides here, man. This is 4 people were murdered, and somebody or somebody's did this. Think about this as your kid. Would you be like, I'd be like, Mr. G, man, I'm not just gonna ride your back just because you're the prosecutor. No, I want the truth.
Right.
I want everybody, I want anybody that was involved with doing this to my child to, hey, they're held accountable. Because in the end, it's not going to happen to your kid. Period, man.
Oh, Dr. Latina's here.
Oh, yeah.
She's the best.
She is. I saw, were you on, Tyler? I wanted to have you on. We need to do a big old mega panel and do it like a debate style. Everybody gets a 2-minute button. And
What? Dr. Latina's so good. You should just have her on. Like, she's really good. She has great ideas. Why'd you just put your number on?
Yeah, because I wanted her to call in because I told her that I wanted to have her on for a minute. The last time I told her. Yeah, I knew that you were on here. Yes. Thank you. And I dropped here, hit that phone number right there. That's
call it.
That's a burner.
Call it. Like, what is she doing?
It's my burner. Yeah. You know what I love about the Anand Syed case? Anand Syed wasn't freed because there was lawyers that, pushed for it and everything like that. But guess who did the right thing at the end of the day?
Who?
The prosecutor.
Yep. And that's so important. Did we lose you? Did you take your phone off of Do Not Disturb for Dr. Latina? You there?
Hello? Oh, I don't know what happened there.
Oh my gosh, she
Hold on
called.
a second. Let me see if I can do it like this. I got all these things going on right now. Let's see.
The Text Now subscriber you were trying to reach is not available.
Oh no.
Text now.
Oh no.
Man, I got 2 phones. One for my show and one for my hoes. Yeah. I just wanted to hear about the show over there.
I'm a
Maybe
big
she'll
fan
call
of
back
anybody
in.
that wants to promote the truth, or finding it and being respectful about it. And I'm just a huge fan of that. And thank you. And I thought that you were over there.
She says it does not
I have to
work.
catch a little bit of that replay. Oh wait, call back. I didn't get it in time. Shoot me another jingle because you're gonna round out our day here.
Yeah. Here it comes.
My phone just blows up 24/7 over here. I had to put it on.
Here it comes.
Oh,
She did.
what number do I call?
Hi, Eric. You're the best. Is it happening?
There you go. Hit me on my hip.
She put it again. In case, just in case. I wonder if I could pin a comment. Nope, can't.
Yes, there it is. I was looking for that comment.
Mm-hmm.
I still gotta go eat my dinner.
Same. I have a migraine. I have to take
It does
some.
not work. It does not work.
Still?
Oh God, hold on, let me see what's going on here. Oh, there it is. Hello?
Oh my God, is that Lana?
Yes.
It's Amy.
Hi, Amy. How are you?
Doctora Latina.
Dr. Latina, how are you?
I'm fine. I misdialed your number. I've been misdialing it.
And he was like, wait, what do you mean it doesn't work? I was like, oh, I don't know. Maybe I put the wrong number in there.
No, and then I tried like 3 times. And I felt that she's ghosting me. She hasn't even rejected.
I'm ghosting you.
Yeah. So no, here I am. I just wanted to say hello.
Oh, well, hi. Well, I just want to say thank you for your support. You've always supported, and that means the world to me. And you've even supported me with, everything that I've been going through and your words of wisdom and just your compassion. Thank you so much. It's meant a lot.
Oh, well, I appreciate you so much. And let me tell you, hi, Miss Bella, by the way. And
Hi.
I knew you. You didn't know me, but I knew you, so to speak, virtually, and I gave you through Jay $200 when you had that huge notebook after the Shazam thing, which I think was no problem at all in my opinion.
Thank you.
But whatever that's worth. But you had that huge notebook. Remember, you were on with Jay. You had your little pencil.
Oh yeah, I have all my binders.
That's when I met you. And I was
Yeah.
so keen on your intellect.
Thank
and I
you.
was like, damn, this girl is so smart. And the next thing I knew, you disappeared. And then about a year ago, I found you again. So I'm just such a fan, and I feel like you've grown so remarkably.
Thank you so much.
Yes, I mean, you're just coming into your own.
Thank you.
Regardless of the crazy making that you've been through, which I think is, honestly, I don't want to get too specific. I'm naming no names.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say that to me it borders on female hysteria. And I wrote you this earlier, and I don't know if you saw this earlier today on the live. I said it really, to me, almost smacks of female homophobic hysteria.
Yeah, it's something, man.
And
I feel like it's a hate crime. I do. I feel like
That's
it's a
what
hate
I
crime.
said. I said, I wonder if it could be, that's exactly what I asked you. I said, it really feels like a hate crime.
Yeah,
It really is so weird, man. I can't tell you any more than that. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, and I feel that even from that guy that's doing it. I feel like his jealousy in hating on that aspect of things, and but honestly, it's surreal. It's because you don't even. I mean, I don't know.
No, I worry because I feel that it is such a stressful thing that you've been through that for me, I'm a physician, right? I practice as a doctor. And I feel that this is the kind of thing that can really make a woman or a man in their I know you just hit the big 4-0. So you can get cardiac issues over this. The other night, actually, I had palpitations listening.
Yeah.
I was on your, and I had palpitations. I had to take a Benadryl. And the chat, I told the chat that they were like, "Stay on and take a Benadryl and keep going." I'm like, "Okay, it really gave me palpitations."
Yeah.
I don't know how you made it through, but I just wanted to congratulate you.
Thank you.
And to tell you that, I pray for you, and no matter what, the most important mission in your life, Lana, is your precious boy.
Yeah, that's all I care about. You don't understand. Like, what bothers me the most is that since I am defending myself, it has taken so much time that's why I'll stay up and try to, like, the days that I don't have him, be working 12 to 18 hours to get everything in. So that way, when I do have him, I'm doing it. That's what sucks about it to me, is you're taking time away from me and my kid.
Well, it's also you're burning the candle at both ends, because you're trying to spend time with him,
Yeah.
and you are doing a great job, and we see you're going to the skating and all these.
Oh God, yeah.
things.
We went to Dave and Buster's the other night. Yeah. We always, I'm a big kid at heart. I truly am.
No, I can see that. But the thing is, Lana, and I know you know all this stuff, that in the blink of an eye, your child is going to be 25 years old or something. And
I know.
Don't let these people drag you down. And this is really, it's very strange. Mm-hmm. I'm just going to tell you from a psychiatric perspective that I practice psychiatry, the behavior from the outside parties really is weird. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, maybe I can use you as an expert witness to testify as to why any of these people would ever call my ex. I mean, they're wanting me to go to jail. They want me to go to prison. They want me to go lose my kid. It's just insanity. You know what I'm saying?
But where are you with it now? Are you getting towards the end of it now?
Well, I finally got into the courtroom, so I was able to file my civil suit against those two people.
Oh, I know. I watched the whole 8 hours.
Yeah, so I'm going.
You think I have no other freaking life? I go to work, and I tell my kids, I have 2 kids, and they're 21 and 24, and the 24-year-old still lives at home, but she works. And she's like, "Are you going to go back on that Lana place again? And you're going to listen to Tyler again?" I'm like, I gotta stay up with the team.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Are you closer now? Do you think?
Well, I think I did a really good push job for my personal jurisdiction here to keep it in Ohio.
Absolutely. Oh, I do.
I think I locked that up. Ohio is a great place to live, and when you're fighting for your rights and you're fighting for people that have done things to you that is against your civil liberties, so Ohio really protects you. If you're a citizen here, and I am. I reside here in Ohio. I do my business here in Ohio. And I want to keep that case here. And that way, once that's set in stone, I know that what they've done is 100%, I can prove it. I know that I'm not a lawyer. I've never claimed to be one, but they're going to try to do their lawyer shimmy sham on it. I just need my day in court. If I can get my day in court, I think that I will win. You know what I mean?
So do you have another set date coming up?
Well, it'll just start popping off now. You'll just have one thing after another. But as far as if it's supposed to go to a trial type thing, it's what's this date? It's it's at the end of the year. It's November. It's October. Yeah, it'd be October. Oh yeah, October, November of 2023.
In the state of Ohio or in the state of confusion?
In the state of Ohio. I'm going to trial.
Okay, well, I hope you'll give me a heads up, because I'm gonna, if you would allow me, I'm going to pencil out a little few days and come out there and sit in the pew, whatever.
Yeah, that's what they look like, pews.
But no, really,
you could sit with Bella. She's been a really good support system.
Oh, good.
So have my mods.
In California.
Yeah.
Live in California?
Yeah, she travels. She travels
Bella,
here.
Oh, that's good. Well, anyway, I'm in your corner, and
Yeah, I just really wanted to thank you for that. You've been amazing with that. And so when you were on Tyler today, back to you. How was your guys' show? Did you guys, talk about the new developments?
Well, yeah. I mean, basically, I'm a peacemaker. I'm like, I just can't quite get like, he's convinced that this man is guilty. I'm like, I am not yet convinced. We don't have enough information.
Mm-hmm.
And I do think that this is ruthless of this Ann girl, whatever, attorney, to take this. I think she's sort of dividing and conquering Dylan and Bethany, and she's pulling Bethany in. And I think from a psychiatric perspective, it's re-traumatizing her. But at the same time, like I said to Tyler, maybe there's forensic data that, can release Bryan from culpability. I mean, we just simply don't know.
Yeah. I mean, to use the word, I just keep telling people this, like, you don't just throw the word exculpatory around.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
When you're bringing the word exculpatory, judges are going to look, magistrates are going to look, other lawyers are going to look, the world should look. Exculpatory means that this is evidence, this information needs to come to light because this information has that huge potential to exonerate, to vindicate, whatever word you want to use, to basically say you're not the person, based on the criteria of you're saying that this crime, of X, Y, and Z here. But if someone comes forward and says, hey, Bryan was with me and here we are and we're off over there, and I'm just using this as an example. So if you think this crime happened between 4 and 4:25, I can tell you that we were sleeping at the Holiday Inn, and I don't really want to talk about what we were doing, but this, look, we're walking in together. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
He wasn't.
Right, it's like an alibi or whatever.
Yeah, like it was my credit card that did it, so therefore it wasn't on his card, like stuff like that. But I'm just shocked that this wasn't breaking news at noon, or it wasn't breaking news at 5, because they don't want to talk about this. Nobody wants to talk about the fact that the police or the FBI or the Idaho State Police that could have got it wrong, or how are you overlooking this? Why is this even happening?
Right.
Because all we've been told is the opposite. I
agree, and I guess since I'm not like I'm not really a sleuth or anything like that.
You're a sleuth.
I'm not. I really just take it always. People have me come on to give my either medical perspective or psychiatric perspective. So really, where I was tonight in the first hour, I'll just sum it up, is that I think that people have broad brushed Bryan, and said he's guilty because he's a little strange, or he's guilty because he sat alone at a diner, or it's like stuff like that. And I'm like, maybe I can't tell you.
Yeah, these stereotypes that people just want to label people as. Like, I'm not.
Maybe he's on. For all I know, he's on the spectrum.
Yeah, exactly.
When suddenly he's an incel and he hates women. I mean, it's absurd. So I really feel like we don't have enough information, and he's been crucified in the court of public opinion.
100.
That's really where I stand.
100. And see, who failed him with that? Like, that's like, that's the media, man. How, like, these are the stations. Like, how are you allowing this to go on?
Right. Well, I won't even, honestly, I can't even tune into NewsNation anymore. I feel stupid. I'm disgusted.
Oh, yeah.
It's really wrong.
I always say, if you want to get dumb, watch the news.
There you go. So we just had a very spirited conversation, and I tried to present different aspects of what could be going on with him. And I did also, by the way, P.S., I did talk about, I don't know if you know about the whole thing with he may or may not have had visual snow.
Yes, visual snow. Yes.
And I said, look, pretend he does have visual snow. You can't go to a house in the dark in 6 minutes and murder 4 people with visual snow. You can't even drive with visual snow, let alone, or it would be difficult.
Mm-hmm.
So that would, if he truly does have visual snow, that would point away from him having been the one. And there's just so much, man. I can't really, it would take me 10 hours to give you my opinion. But I appreciate your listening at all.
Well, no, I do. I appreciate you, and I love that you always pop in, and I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. Really, thank you so much.
No, I'm here for you. Okay, well, listen, thank you so much. I'm so glad you didn't ghost me. It was quite
Oh yeah, you're probably calling some random. They're gonna call you now and be like, "Hey, what's up?"
No, it said this number is in service. Please check that you didn't dial correctly.
Oh, okay.
So, all right, listen, I'm gonna hop back in the
Okay,
chat. Are
go.
you still,
Yes, we're gonna
still
wrap up here
along?
soon. Yeah, we're gonna wrap up here soon with I'm just gonna do like a Q&A for like the last couple minutes here, and then.
Okay, well, I'm gonna hop back in chat.
Okay, thank you so
take care.
much.
Bye, Lana.
Okay, bye, hon.
She's so sweet.
She's the best.
Yeah, she is.
You know, I can't say it enough. There's really a lot of good people. I can say that my experiences on YouTube horrible until it's crazy until this unfortunate tragedy that so many people that I've met through my channel since November 13th. You're the people that made me consider sticking around. But that's so sad to think like that, like to think that happened. But because of that,
yeah, you got some good people around you.
So, but she's a sweetheart. She's a good human. She was on Tyler tonight. So if you guys want to check that out later, you could drop that that link to his channel for their live that they did, because I'm sure it was good. But yeah, let me go to this so I can hear Bella now, because I can't hear anything. Tap me out.
That's interesting.
You guys know like how I love music, right?
So she can't hear me, guys. She can't hear me, and she did a really good job of pretending to hear me. Ba-ba-da. She's about to
Name the artist.
If you hating, you just need some pussy. She fucked up when she gave me some pussy.
Let's see what you got.
Tell me when you can hear me. This is interesting. I think she has to put Wilma on.
Atlanta, that is not allowed on this channel. Oh, there it is. No way. Is that the first person? Mama Hen 87?
Of course, it's a Mama Hen.
All I had to do is just play a little dap of that. Good. Love it. Just something random. I like to do random things from here time to time.
Mama Hen's like, yeah. She can't hear me, you guys. This is amazing.
All right.
But she's doing a good job. It's like we're like, she like knows when to not talk or something. It's amazing. No idea she had this hidden talent. She has to get her other little thingamabob. Whiteboard Wilma. Dr. Latina, you're so sweet. Okay, here she is.
Oh, yeah, I'm back. Sorry.
Lana, that was amazing. You did such a good job. I didn't know you couldn't hear me. And you did such a good job of not interrupting even. You didn't even
I
know.
couldn't hear you. I was just paying attention to your bubble.
No way.
Yeah,
That
like
was
you know how
good.
you like vibrate and you could see like the thing around it?
No. Can you tell me what that even means?
Like when you look at the screen.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got my top 20 questions for today and we're going to close it out.
Okay.
All right, so hold on, let me get my piece of paper here.
Oh no. Is it 20 questions?
Well, you're going to just put, it's like 1 or 2. So you either put a 1 in chat if you feel this way.
Oh,
put a 2 in chat.
love it.
Just so people can participate. You know, you can see where you fall on the scale of things.
Yes.
So number 1, do you think that Alana or Bella was more accurate this evening?
Oh my God, that's so unfair. It's your channel.
You better know what to say here, folks. No, I'm kidding. You guys can put zeros in. Zeros is equal.
I can't believe that was even your first question. You're so naughty. Okay.
0. Nobody. I put a 0 in. Heather goes 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
I know. It's all the people like.
They're like, we know. Yeah, there you go. Plead the fifth. Great.
I know you have to. That's the best
1.5.
answer.
That's a funny answer too. There you go. Wilma, you got to pick whiteboard Wilma. She gets a vote there.
Who got a whiteboard Wilma's
I
vote
was
of
just
3?
that's funny. All right. So question number 2 is, 1, the Brady Giglio is part of the find with the case is a 1, and a 2 is Brady Giglio has nothing to do with this. So,
So wait, 1 is Brady Giglio.
1 is if you think that
does?
Brady Giglio has something to do with this case, and a 2 is if you don't think it has something to do with this case.
Wow, look at all those 1s.
Yeah,
I'm in the minority. Love it. Love it.
I'm gonna throw my answer in there.
Do it.
Throw your 1s up. All right. Number 2 is there will be, this is over or under. So 1 is over this number, 2 is under this number. There will be 2 Sigma Chi witnesses that are Sigma Chi. There'll be at least 2 or more. So if you think that that's you actually just put yes, just put a Y, or you put no. Do you think there's going to be 2 or more Sigma Chi witnesses at the preliminary?
At the prelim?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
At the prelim.
I'm gonna say no.
So 2 or more, 2 or more, yeah, at the prelim. So
that's true. Mama Hen says, "Don't wait to answer, so you don't influence anybody."
Okay, I'll wait to answer. All right, on my Sigma question, I'm gonna go with. I think it's gonna be less than 2, so I'm gonna go with a no.
Wait, I thought you already. Okay.
Okay. So this would be number 4. This is question 4, which is, do you think a parent is testifying? So Y is yes.
And you're talking prelim again.
Prelim. Yep, prelim.
Okay. Are you going to say yours now?
Yeah, I'm going to go with a big fat I'm going to go, the only reason I'm going to say yes is because I'm going to say that possibly the defense. So I'm going to say yes only because of the possibly the defense.
Like who? Okay, do you have someone in mind? Like what parent in mind do you have? Are you just saying like?
Oh yeah, Mr. Gonsalves.
Oh, you think the defense is going to call Stevie?
I think that's the gag order. That's the only reason
Okay.
I'm
not answering that because I have no idea if a parent is gonna testify at all at the prelim. It doesn't seem like they would, but interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't think so either, but at the same time, this is this case, and
it is this really bizarre case. Okay.
So number 5 is, do you think that what Bethany saw or heard was at the house that night? Like, yes or no?
Wait, you might have to explain that. Do you think
it would be because she was there at the house? It wasn't because she left or anything like that. So The question is Bethany was there, and what she saw and heard is because of that night that it's exculpatory.
Okay,
Versus it has to be like that night, meaning from the time that, she got home at the residence, through the night before, 911 was called. So yes I believe that it was by the time she got home that night from being out up and until 911 was called. So.
don't give your answer yet.
Okay.
And you have 20. You have 20 of these.
Yeah.
And what number? We're on 5. Good job.
Yeah. I did some for the crowd tonight.
Woo.
And my answer to that is yes.
This is fun.
All right. Number 6 is, do you think that Bryan Kohberger is taking the stand at the preliminary hearing?
Don't answer. So a Y or an N?
Yeah.
Or yes.
Yeah.
Or no?
Yes or no on that. And that's number 6. I'll put my answer right in there.
Wait, you were so fast.
Oh, that was fast?
Yeah, because I feel like only maybe 10 people got to answer.
Okay,
But
I'll wait then. I'll wait.
No, you already put it. I say no too. Okay.
Okay. Now this is one of my favorite. This is one of my favorites. When me and JRL go to our first lunch or dinner, yes or no to if he buys me lunch or dinner?
Don't say it.
So buys me my first meal.
Dun dun dun. Okay, go ahead. I say yes. Now it's just gonna look horrible if he doesn't.
I would guess too.
Oh, he's in trouble if he does it now.
Okay. Number 8. Number 8. Will I be on NewsNation as a special guest during the preliminary hearing? Yes or no?
What?
Will I be on NewsNation as a special guest during the preliminary hearing?
Everybody better say the right thing.
I already turned him down. I'm just kidding.
I will not do this for you.
How many selfies will I take with Nancy Grace? Over under 3. No, I'm just kidding.
Will you take more with Brian Enton or with Nancy?
Yeah. That was a joke, y'all. I think Ash is a good person. She works hard. I give her props for that. My answer for that is no. Number 9 is Lori Vallow guilty or innocent? Number 9.
I can't believe we brought Vallow into this.
I just had to.
Lori Vallow Daybell.
Yeah.
Do you know about the loin fire? Her loin fire?
I can't. It just makes me puke watching that. Like how you could ever harm your child. I just. My answer is number 9, guilty. It's also bad for her oldest son.
Yep. Imagine.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Loin fire antipots. Yes, girl. You haven't heard about that? Look that up.
God. I don't know what was going on with Bella's microphone there for a minute. Okay, so this is number 10. Number 10 is...
better?
Yeah, that's better. Number 10 is, will Bryan Kohberger, will this go to trial? Will he be, are they going to drop the charges? Yes to dropping the charges, no. So dropping charges / prelim, you could say exonerate. I mean, you could say just, no, we don't have enough. So yes, it continues on. No, it doesn't. So yes, it goes to trial. No, it doesn't, for whatever reasons. So,
Did you put your answer in yet?
I didn't put it in yet. And right now, how I feel, no.
No, it's not going to go to trial.
Yeah, I think no, it's not. I know, crazy, whoa. It's a bold statement right there. I'm digging the fact that the judge was like, yeah, no, you're going to come back here and you're going to testify. You know what I mean?
But in the box.
If this was a fixed job, I could have seen them trying to get around that and be like, yeah, no, you know what I mean? But so number 11 is, yes or no, will Doc Thrifty put his channel back up?
Is he in here?
I don't know. I put my answer in.
He better, Mama Hen says.
I've witnessed one of the PA cases get tossed out of the prelim. It didn't make it out.
Wow.
I think he wanted to stay away from all the crazies, to be honest. That's why. Well, get away from me. This would be number 12. Number 12. That does Officer Payne get impeached? So yes, if he gets impeached on the witness stand, or no.
What are you doing over there? Playing beer pong?
No. Dropping all my bottles over here. That was number 12. My answer is I'm 50-50 on that. And when I go 50-50, I tip the scale. So yes.
You tip the scale for yay. For yay.
For 50-50s, yeah. Number 13 is Bryan Kohberger the DoorDash? Again, that's number 13. Who's going to add these all up later?
You are?
No, I'm saying I have all my stuff written down, so I at least know what I said.
Everyone better take notes on what they say.
I mean, does being the DoorDash, I mean, isn't that just, I just think that's still wild, you know what I mean? But I'm going with no.
I'm going to go with no on that as well.
Number 14 is, do you think if Annie Potts was to go to the preliminary hearing that she would get thrown out of the courtroom?
Why? Why would she get thrown out?
Because Lana, I am hot right now. I cannot believe this. This is ridiculous. Can you just see Annie Potts getting?
She says yes. Annie
yeah.
Potts is like, yes, I would.
Yes.
I would get thrown out.
Yes, I was gonna go with that. She would stand up and she'd say something, and they'd be like hitting the gavel, and then they'd be like, "Ma'am, the next word out of you, contempt." And then she'd say something like, "Yeah, contempt." She gets taken away. So I got my yes on that. If Annie Potts was to go, you know.
I'm sorry, Annie. I can't. I'm just going to take your word for it and say yes because you said yes yourself. But I would normally say you wouldn't.
Order in the court. Order in the court. Where are the drugs? Where are the drugs? Gosh. Well, the 911 call played in court at the prelim. Yes or no? So.
Oh gosh, that's hard. I want to say no, but if I had to pick right now, I would say no. But sheesh, that's a hard one.
My answer is in. 911 call. Definitely.
Yes?
Yes, definitely played. That's 100 for me.
It is? Oh my
Yeah.
God. Please, can you write that one down that that's 100 for you? And then that I don't know. I think I'm at a 16% no right now.
Yeah.
More no than yes, but I'm not at 100 no.
Okay.
Green Electric Mama Blog says, I missed it. I was talking to my cat.
There you go. That's the next question on here.
Oh, good.
Is Enon? Do you think that I get to pet Enon's cat? Yes or no?
I already know the answer to that. So I'm not going to say it would.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely think the option's going to be there for me to pet that cat. And just for the camera, just for my B
roll.
Yeah, just for my B roll. I'm going to go ahead and pet that damn cat.
Oh my God, what a disaster. She's allergic.
Yeah, I'm going to have to. It's okay. One pet shouldn't, you know. I'd rather throw up his fire sticks or something like that.
Crawling Solver said, be careful around cat with fire sticks. Yes. It's a pretty kitty too.
Meow. Over or under 5 new body cams while I'm there. 5 new body cam videos.
Wait, while you're there or by the
Yeah.
time you go there?
No, like during the time I'm there that I'll get my hands on 5 new body cam videos.
Will you be the star of a couple of them?
Yeah. Yes or no on that? I've got to put it's definitely on here. So my answer to that is yes. I think that I'll get 5 or more body cams when I'm there. My answer is
One
yes.
a day. I mean,
One a day keeps the doctor away. Number 18 is, will Lana get arrested in Idaho?
Oh my God, I can't believe, what number is that? 18?
Mm-hmm.
So naughty.
They say you go to Idaho. What is it? Go to Idaho on vacation, leave on probation.
Was that from Idaho? I thought it was a gem state.
All right. I got my answer though.
I thought that was like some other state that started with a C. She would know.
Jail with Bryan. Put me in the male prison. I'm only going if I'm sharing a cell with Banfield. My answer is a big no. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, girl. Okay. Number 19. Will Lana do an episode in the Coffee House Apartments? Yes or no?
I know that answer. Oh, wait. Wait. I like that Heather Wendell is keeping track and saying 19
Oh, no,
before
that's
her
great.
answer. Hi, Dragonfly.
I put my answer in there. Big fat yes.
I'm going to big fat yes that too.
Yes. And then, will Lana be a guest bartender at the Corner Club? Yes or no? Lana's meet and greet is at the Corner Club guest bartender night.
Oh my God.
50% proceeds go to the tulips for Ethan. That's what I want to do. So will I be the guest bartender? She'll try.
Who said it? Who said it?
Oh, that's funny. Well, there was your 20 questions, guys. How'd you guys do? How'd you pan out? And my answer for that one, number 20, is yes. I will be the guest bartender at the Corner Club, and I will be donating, if they allow it, 50% of my tip proceeds to go to Ethan's tulips. So,
yeah. Do you know how to make a veau carré, though?
I know how to make a Moscow. I know how to make a lot of things.
You know how to make a
I own a bar.
Moscow mule?
Yeah, I know how to make a Moscow mule, baby.
But do you know how to make a Moscow?
Those are going to be my drinks of choice for everybody from the Moscow mules. I'll also be grilling out, you guys. I'm cooking for the students. So you show me your ID and you get some food. So, oh my God, my favorite golfer's in here, Phil Mickelson.
Put it on the screen, please.
Huge fan of Phil. Philly Phil. Yes, huge fan. All right, well, that's going to round up the show for today, for this evening. I wanted to keep it right at 3 hours. Boom, we made it to 3 hours.
Yeah, thank you.
I need to go have my dinner now. But any final words, Bella, you want to say about, what you saw?
I think that today was a really good day I didn't think that the prelim was going to be as exciting as it is now, because we have a lot of meat now coming from the defense.
Yeah.
And it's going to be interesting to look at it and see what comes about from it. And since there's a gag order, we'll find out during the prelim, but it'll be really interesting. And we put a lot of things out there tonight, like guesses, like, oh, wonder if it's this, wonder if it's that. It'll be interesting to see what it's like.
maybe I'll hit up that grub truck. I don't know.
I don't think that's a good luck.
Do they still do their Twitch live? I'm only going if I can be on camera and you guys can see. Can you guys imagine watching that? You guys are watching that nightly to see, like, oh my God, let's see if we see Lana, Bella. Let's see if we see anybody. Oh my God, maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe I'll take Jay, LR there, and I'll be like, let's set up a booth outside of the grub truck. That actually could be something that would be decent. Because I really do. I want to hear from the students. Nobody's like really interviewed the students like raw. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, I'm sure we're gonna interview the students raw.
Like, I just think that that's their town, man. And they know a lot. Like I would know a lot when I was in college. If this happened on my street in Cincinnati when I went to school,
Mm-hmm.
like I would be able to tell you, yeah, that house was a party house. That house wasn't. Those people. Wait, what do you mean? Like I would know who was going in and out of it. Like I would know if you showed me this face. I'd be like, yeah, no, I've never seen that person ever. Yes, I have. No, I haven't. Has anybody tried to like, ever mess with them in the past? Has anyone tried to mess with you guys? What do you think about the whole Greek life being kind of put on front row? But school will be out in June. Oh, but guess what? All the older upperclassmen, they keep their houses year round, so they'll probably be there. So we'll see.
And we'll see what happens with the people who want to show up to see what's going on with the trial as well, because there might, some people might be
Yeah, I think
vested
people
in
should
it.
be. I'm telling you, I'm trying to push for this whole tailgate for truth. Like, be there for them, man. Because I don't know, could this have been anybody this have happened to if it wasn't targeted and it was just a PR move? So, but anyways, thank you. Thank you so much for the mods. Thank you so much for the members being here. Make sure on your way out, hit your thumbs up or your thumbs down. You have a say. If you enjoyed it, thumbs it up. If it wasn't your cup of tea, thumbs it down. Thank you, Bella, for being on the show tonight.
Thank you for having me. Thanks to your mods. Thanks to chat. They're amazing as always. Thank you, Lana.
No, thank you. Yeah, see, upperclassmen stay through the summer. Yes. Ooh, see. Again, you guys, innocent until proven guilty. It's always gonna be my thing. When we come across something, it's not about teams here. It's about the truth. However it falls, it falls. So, all right, guys. Good night. Thank you so much. You guys rock.
Good night.
Be kind in chat, love.